11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Are you ready to take your brand to new heights? At Town Square Media, your success is our ultimate goal. At Town Square Media, we understand that reaching your audience across various platforms is essential in today's fast-paced landscape. One size fits none in the realm of marketing. See firsthand how Town Square Media crafts tailored solutions that align with your unique goals. Whether it's increasing brand awareness, driving sales, or fostering community engagement, our ability to customize strategies that deliver exactly what you need when you need it. Town Square Media isn't just a partner. We're your brand's most passionate advocate. See how Town Square Media can transform your vision into a reality that resonates, engages, and inspires. Call and schedule your free business analysis today. 318-688-1130. 318-688-1130. Your brand story starts here with Town Square Media, where innovation meets impact and your success is our priority.
Morrison DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. They know and have experience with the best doctors and experts in their fields to provide the best care. If you or a loved one are injured, it is extremely important to choose the right lawyer. To see what they've done for others or to schedule a free consultation, visit morrisdewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417189. Results may vary.
Rejuva Medical can help you to feel your best. Now, if you're struggling to lose weight, Rejuva Medical offers medically monitored weight loss. If you're plagued by fatigue, low libido, muscle loss, just the lethargy, we can help with hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you today. RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME medical.com. Hester, I was doing some math the other day.
All right.
I think there have been over 1 million people who have been serviced by Sports World in some shape, form, or fashion in their 50 years of existence.
Okay, I can go along with that.
Are you among that million?
Absolutely.
Aren't we all?
We are.
Do you remember your mouthpieces from Sports World?
Absolutely. Boil
Shin
them
guards.
and cut them.
Oh, dude.
All that stuff.
The tasty stuff.
Yeah.
Sports World's been around for athletes for 50 years. They'll be around for another 50. Sports World celebrating 50 years.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a superfan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter and Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a superfan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
You know, Super J, Jimmy Grande, has been in the car and truck business for years, but when he got into the boat business, he has set the world on fire. And all this weekend, they're doing the Jimmy Grande Outdoors Ultimate Boat Show in the Shreveport Auto Mall. And I mean, everybody is there. Ranger, Triton, Bass Cat, Excel, and Veranda Luxury Pontoons. And if you're in the mood to buy, there's huge savings, plus every new boat buyer gets a $500 Tackle Shop gift card. Better not miss this one, the Ultimate Boat Show at Jimmy Grande Outdoors. It's this weekend in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
Tiger weather now.
Storm chances dropping for the overnight after some heavy downpours. We're down to 48 degrees. Still a lot of flood alerts up north of the state line in Arkansas overnight. Sunshine Friday, high 65, low 40. Sunshine Saturday and 66. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station. The following is a paid program. Participants of this program are not employees of this station, and their views, opinions, and claims do not necessarily represent those of Town Square Media, its employees, or advertisers.
The following program is paid for by Tim Fletcher.
Hey, everybody. Guess who's back? I hate all of you. Roger, is that the good thing to say? Is that what they teach you in radio school, that the first thing you should say when you get on the air is how much you hate the audience? Is that proper radio work? No, I don't hate you. I hate the hour of the day. This is way too early in the morning. Luckily, Rogers, last day. If Fletcher's still sick on Monday, tough noogies. Y'all can just take the day off. My goodness. And I guess, Rogers, if I didn't have a game last night, if I could have just spent the rest of the day just chilling, but I did have a game last night. It ended up being a pretty good game, which was fun. Hey, everybody, it's the Tim Fletcher Show. Here on 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. I'm Patrick Netherton, filling in for, Hambone, Timmy B kind of rolls off the tongue. Timmy F does not roll off the tongue. But our boy Fletch, he is still out with his Zofluza. Took his one Zofluza pill, hopefully feeling better. I did already get a text from him this morning, so.
The iron unkind.
No, that's the wrong Timmy, Rogers. That's Timmy B, not Timmy F. Yeah, Timmy F just doesn't have the same ring to it. But what's up, everybody? It is the Tim Fletcher Show, as hosted by Patrick Netherton, and always ably assisted by the man, the myth, the legend, Rogers Hampton Jr. Hope everyone is doing well. Rogers, do we need to get right into an SEC update? Do we need to? We gotta let the music. And that's also good, Rogers, because I also haven't looked at anything having to do with the SEC yet. I was working on logo stuff. We got a new Bobby L. Greene plumbing logo, so I had to get that incorporated into the live stream.
All right.
Lee, that is so loud. Holy cow. Matthew McConaughey right in my ear.
I don't care who you are. That's funny right there, man.
Done, bug eater, done. All right, so now do we do an SEC update? Just, okay, the numbers? We want the numbers first? Okay, how to get in touch with us. We can do that. Okay. I didn't know we had to play the whole song. That's the rule. I didn't realize that was the rule. Really? Because it's locked in? That's weird. Anyway. Oh, interesting. All right, so how do you get in touch with us here on the show? You can reach us. Well, there's a lot of ways, actually. A number of ways. One, there's the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, which on my show is known as the Pearl Shreveport Hotline. And, the Pearl's also a sponsor of Fletcher's show, so I don't feel bad about doing that. But the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, mudbugshockey.com. That is 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945.
Hello.
Hey, Coach O. By the way, does Coach O make an appearance on Fletcher's show in the morning, Rogers? He does? Okay, good. Good. Oh, if he's going to go see the Mudbugs? Okay.
We're coming.
But does he back down?
And we ain't backing down.
Clearly. Yeah, it's early in the morning for Coach O, too, Rogers. Yeah, I mean, it's early. And I feel bad because we make him stick around to we make him wake up early to do that. Then we make him stick around to 1 o'clock. Ruben, the man, the myth, the legend. But we make him get up at early in the morning for that, and then we make him stick around till 1 o'clock for my show to come back in and chat. But anyway, that's the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, is 318-725-5945. You can also reach us. We have two different text lines. We have the text line for my show, which is the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line, 318-6570-HAM, 6570426. Then we have the Live Oak Waste Trash text line for on the Fletcher side. And the Live Oak Waste text line is 318-GUY-PILE, 318-489-7453. So hit us up on either of those. We do have the code for the phone, if I can remember it. Rogers has it written down now, so he'll always have it in his notes to be able to go back and reference. But both text lines are open, and you can also watch us on any of 4 different streaming platforms. That's right. We are on 4 different streaming platforms. We are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we are on Twitter, and we are on Twitch. All of those. So if you want to find us, all you have to do is look for Netherton. That's usually the easiest way. Netherton. Search for Netherton on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Chances are you'll find me. Netherton Show, also a good way to do it. If you want direct links, facebook.com/Netherton Show, twitch.tv/Netherton Show, youtube.com/@Netherton Show. Don't forget the @ symbol. And then over on Twitter, it's just my personal account, @PT Netherton. So those are the ways that you find us. And you can also, as Rose has done, over on Facebook, said, "Good morning, Patrick and Rogers." You can send us messages on any of our streaming platforms, and we will be happy to have you with us, to chat with us. We can respond to messages that way. So feel free to hit us up. All right, is it time for an SEC update, Rogers? All right, let's do an SEC update. Brought to you by Bo Harris Wealth Management, BoHarrisWM.com. 2950 Fairfield Avenue across from St. Mark's. You can give them a call, 318-670-3101. That's 670-3101. Bo Harris, Certified Financial Planner, SEMA Financial Advisor. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through New Edge Advisors, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors and Bo Harris Wealth Management, separate entities from LPL Financial. Rogers, we had a big day on the women's side of the SEC. We'll get to LSU and Alabama. But, Hambone, did you by any chance see that Vanderbilt score? Vanderbilt played Florida. Vanderbilt, by the way, is 18-4 while you weren't looking. They are ranked number 23 in the country. They beat Florida 99-86. How did they do that? Rogers, they have a freshman named Michaela Blakes. She went for 53 points last night. 53 points. It is the NCAA freshman single-game scoring record. She's broken it. She owns it, as they ended up winning 99-86. Michaela Blakes, know the name. The previous record, you may remember Juju Watkins at USC from last year. Well, Juju Watkins had 51 last year as a freshman. Michaela Blakes with 53 last night. Rogers, they scored 99 points. She scored 53 of them. Not only did it break the NCAA single-game record, obviously it broke the Vanderbilt scoring record, which was 42 points. Camille Pierre set that. And by the way, set it this year on December 17th against Evansville. Blakes had 33 against Alabama, had 21 in the first half, and then 32 in the second half. Rogers, I have a question for you, sir, as we do the SEC update. I'm going to get your answer after we finish. Becomes the first Commodore since 1999-2000 to have back-to-back games with 30-plus points. And her 53 points tied the arena record at the O'Connell Center. And I'm going to tell you who she tied, and then I want to have a quick discussion about this. But that is your SEC update. Brought to you by Bo Harris Wealth Management, BoHarrisWM.com. Also, the rest of the scores from around the league very quickly. Ole Miss beat Georgia 63-58. Alabama lost to Kentucky 65-56. We're going to talk about LSU, Oklahoma in a bit. Arkansas picked up their second conference win 72-51. And Texas took down Mizzou 70-61. Your SEC update brought to you by Bo Harris Wealth Management, BoHarrisWM.com. 2950 Fairfield Avenue across from St. Mark's, 670-3101. Again, Rogers, Bo Harris just intimidates your money into doing what he wants it to do. That's how it works. It's not, shrewd financial investment. It's just sheer intimidation of funding. By the way, Bo Harris, Certified Financial Planner, SEMA Financial Advisor, securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through New Edge Advisors, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors and Bo Harris Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial. Hambone, got a question for you, sir. And this is one of those things. It's, you kind of have to tread somewhat lightly, but I do have an opinion that probably most folks would not think I would have. I mentioned that Michaela Blake's tied the record for the most points scored at the O'Connell Center, also known as Exact Tech Arena, at the O'Connell Center, with 53. She tied, Rogers, Chris Jackson, a.k.a. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, who had 53. He was still Chris Jackson at that point. Had 53 in 1988-89. By the way, just dude was insane in college, like just insane. I got to tell you, Hambone, not a big fan of saying that Michaela Blake's tied the arena record and it's a different sport. Like, it's not women's basketball. Chris Jackson's in men's basketball. That's not, to me, the arena record is not just whomever. I feel like women's basketball and men's basketball should be separated. Same way that Caitlin Clark broke the whatever record that some I don't necessarily like the combining of the men's and women's records. That's what I'm going for. Like, I don't think Caitlin Clark broke any man's record. I don't think Michaela Blake's broke Chris Jackson's record, the arena record. It's a different sport. I don't know. Just that you don't have to comment if you don't feel like it. But
yeah, that's not something I care about at all.
But it's one of those things
that
where
doesn't bother me, doesn't worry me, doesn't make me no never mind.
Okay, well, that's fine.
But I knew Caitlin Clark's name was going to come up.
Well, it's just because they do that for her as well. It's Caitlin Clark broke this man's record for most points or whatever. No, the record on the men's side is the record on the men's side. The record on the women's side is the record on the women's side. I don't think that Gino Auriemma has more wins than John Wooden. Like, it's a completely different sport. Like, they're not, he has more women's basketball wins than John Wooden has men's basketball wins, whatever the case may be. I find it weird that we try to cross. It'd be like saying that this football record was broken by this arena football guy. Like, they're not the same sport. I'm sorry. That's like, you know me, Rogers. I'm pretty left-leaning when it comes down to it. I'm pretty open and liberal about a lot of things, especially social stuff. That's one of the things that just kind of it gets on my nerve just a little bit. Like, the arena record on the men's side is Chris Jackson. The arena record on the women's side is Michaela Blake's. She didn't break or tie Chris Jackson. They're not playing the same sport. So that's just a little minor rant at 6:13 in the morning for you. A minor rant. All right. Multiple ways to get in touch with the show. Call us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. Text us. Text us on the Live Oak Waste text line. The hotline is 725-5945. The Live Oak Waste text line is Guy Pile 318 Guy Pile 489-7253. So find us on either one of those. All right, we'd love to hear from you. Obviously, a big win last night for LSU. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes. We got a couple texts from yesterday that we need to get to and discuss. We'll get to some of that, and then we just love your thoughts in general, man. We're closing in on. We have the Pro Bowl Skills Challenge going on. You got the Senior Bowl happening. And obviously there's going to be talk about the draft. There's no more news so far about the Saints hiring anyone, which makes me, again, believe that Kellen Moore is a done deal, and they're just waiting to announce it till after the Super Bowl. So, and look, there's a lot of people talking about the Saints being a really bad job. I don't know that I agree with that. I think in a couple of years it could be a really bad job, depending on what happens personnel-wise and cap-wise. But as of right now, I don't think the Saints coaching job is a bad job. Got a little time to change. I did a lot of talking yesterday, Rogers. Did how many hours of radio did we do yesterday? 4? I don't know, Rogers. I heard myself talking in the fourth hour. Sleeping? By the way, did you take a picture? Good, I want it. Send it to me. I'd like to know. That's if you fall asleep in my vehicle, Rogers, you're getting a picture taken of you. Was I snoring, by the way? Did I saw a little bit? Softly? Softly? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little. Yeah, it was a little uncomfortable. I was leaned up against the wall. Here's what's crazy, Rogers. So so for those that don't know, we did 6 to 9 live, and then we re-aired one of the hours from 9 to 10, and we'll do the same thing today. And I was so during that 9 to 10 hour, I'm taking Rogers home. Ordinarily, I would have just left at 9 o'clock, but I got to run Rogers home, and he's got to stay here and make sure that everything fires for that 9 to 10 hour. So I was like, you know what, I'm tired. I'm just gonna. So I kicked back in the chair and I put my head up against the wall, and I honestly didn't think I would get any sleep. Like, I figured I would just kind of lay there, and then next thing I knew, I heard the music at like 57. Yeah, I heard the music, and I'm like, oh, and I almost like a Pavlovian response. Like, I woke up, because like, oh, we're done. And I woke up, and Roger's like, hey, sleepyhead, and he had like closed the door, and he had turned down the lights, and like everything he'd made it real good and quiet for me in here, so that so I could get a little nappy poop. I do want that picture though, Roger. So please send it to me. I love that. Yeah, if you ride with me in my vehicle and you fall asleep, it is an automatic picture, and it's not. And here's the thing: I'm not necessarily going to post it anywhere. Like, I'm not. It's for my and I'll send it to them, obviously, whoever it is. And I might send it to like the friend chat or whatever, the group chat, but I typically don't post those. But it's kind of one of those, hey, you fall asleep in the car, you pay the price. And the price is, and look, I got pictures of Rogers, I got pictures of Jason Pugh, of Matt Vines, of Doug Ireland, Brad Welburn, like everybody that's ever ridden in the car with me that's fallen asleep. Kevin Bostian, Rogers, the AD for Northwestern, got a picture of him as well. So fall asleep in my vehicle, and you're getting a picture taken. So yes, please send me that. I would love to see it. That's great. I love that. Look, I can take it as well as I dish it, Hambone. All right, we're off and running on the Tim Fletcher Show. First hour, First World, bringing you the Sports Hour. Sports World, bringing you the first hour. Juella and 3132, your local uniform professionals. Name the sport, they've got you covered. And stop by and see Jack. And then, Rogers, you can go, well, I know Jack. People say you don't know Jack. Well, you do know Jack, yeah. They are the sponsor of the early riser. I'll try to speak English. Early riser portion of this show from 6 to 7 a.m. We are at the Tiger Den in the Jimmy Grande Outdoor Studio. That's where we're at. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We've got a lot of stuff to get to. We'd love to hear from you. Text us, call us, hit us up online. We'll be back.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
We know baseball, football, basketball, soccer, track and field. Name the sport, we've got the world for it. Sports World, they control the universe of our local sports. If they ain't got it, you can't play it. Sports World. We appreciate Sports World bringing you the early riser portion of our show every day from 6 until 7. They're opening their doors a little bit after that. Give them some wakey time. But when they're there, you know you're getting the ultimate sports professionals at Sports World. 8809 Joella.
More than 715,500 people flew through Shreveport Regional Airport in 2024. With 9 nonstop destinations all over the country, Shreveport Regional Airport has more flights to more destinations more often.
The best time of year for football is finally here. The big game has arrived, and fans are excited to see who will be hoisting the trophy in New Orleans. You can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Check out their big game giveaway promo for your chance at $1 million in prizes. 25 winners will walk away with $10K in cash. 7,500 winners will get $100 in bonus bets. No deposit or bet required. Opt in today in the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Must be 21 and up. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in partnership with LaBerge Lake Charles. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
For your big game party, you better pop into Total Wine and More for a guaranteed win. We've got thousands of bottles down every aisle, and prices so low they're gonna make you smile.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hester, can you name your favorite item on the menu at Welcome?
Number one favorite item? Non-cheese fries division?
Oh, there is no divisions here, buddy. It's all open.
If there's a consistent one thing that's getting ordered every time, it's cheese fries. And then we go from there.
See, I go with the mozzarella logs.
Right.
But the great thing about walk-ons, I find a new favorite every time.
Every time. And then they have the new menu items you don't even know about. So you get in there and then you see the secret menu that the waitress has.
Walk-ons. There's no secret. Go to Walk-ons, get great food. Airline Drive in Bossier, Erie, and Shreveport.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger.
Rogers, I barely leaned back in my chair, and you're already like, okay, here we go. What are you doing, man? Hey, by the way, speaking of Jimmy Grande Outdoors, Rogers, since we're in the Tiger Den studio at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, did you know the Ultimate Boat Show is this weekend at the Shreveport Auto Mall? That's right. Come see what's new and exciting from Ranger, Triton, Bass Cat, Excel, and Veranda luxury pontoon boats. Take advantage of Boat Show savings, plus every new boat buyer gets a $500 Tackle Shop gift card. How about that? And they have gifts just for you coming out. I mean, I'll take a gift just for showing up. You mean I can just look at the pretty boats and get free gifts? Count me in. Don't miss the Ultimate Boat Show at Jimmy Grande Outdoors at the Shreveport Bossier, Shreveport Auto Mall. If you haven't seen it, it's a Rogers. I've driven by there a few times. It's kind of behind, like if you're on Burt Coons, there's like Roundtree and I think Orr and all those. It's right behind them. Okay. So like take a left or a right, depending on which way you're going on Burt Coons. Pull into one of those roads, and then it's right behind the dealerships there. So it's like your second wave of buildings back there. It's a pretty place. It really is. So go check them out and go see the boat show. Can't argue with that. Rogers, when you're watching my stream, you're seeing the gun show every day. So you might as well go see the boat show while you're at it. The gun show. These are like Nerf guns right here. Hey, don't forget this show brought to you by our good friends at Chevyland, GBT, Bowman Asphalt. So many good sponsors that contribute to. Really, I mean, honestly, it keeps all of us on the air. It's not just Fletch. Fletch has his own show, but then, he pays for the time for my show from 1 to 3. He pays for the time for Jacob and T-Bob from 3 to 5. And he pays for the time for JJ and Bonsai Ben from 5 to 6. And we all have our own sponsors. Obviously, Bobby L. Greene Plumbing and The Pearl are sponsors for my show. We're adding Hollis Dental coming up on Monday. We appreciate all of those fine folks for being sponsors for us. But man, look, Fletch has a lot of sponsors, and again, it's great. It's good that people are out there keeping local radio in business, because this is one of those industries that is so vital to a local place, right? Like, let's be honest. Where else are you going to find someone who is as dedicated to high school athletics in the area as Tim Fletcher? Rogers, would it be safe to say that there is not a single person in this Shreveport Bossier market that does more for high school athletics than Tim Fletcher? I would say that's a fact, right? He the Friday Football Frenzy, and you add to that he's every week he's having coaches on. He does football, he does basketball, he does soccer. What awards are they what are they giving out now? What soccer awards? Baseball, I know, is getting going. Yeah. So I mean, there's just literally not anyone that does more for the high school athletics in this area than Tim Fletcher. Like, look, I love our local TV guys. Rogers, I love most of our local TV guys. Alex and Daniel Brown at Channel 3 are fantastic. Tim Owens and his crew at Channel 6. Cupcake. ... Look, we love our TV folks, but they just don't have the amount of time to dedicate. They'll get 3, 4, 5 minutes maybe for sports, whatever the case may be. If there's something going on, if there's either severe weather or there's an issue, like they're the first ones that get cut. Like local sports is the first one to get time taken away from them if there's severe weather, or if there's some sort of a breaking news story that needs to be covered, they take that time out of local sports. So they do what they can, but no one in this area has a bigger platform and spends more time talking about the stuff going on locally than Tim Fletcher does. So I appreciate the fact that he's got so many people that are willing to step up and sponsor the show. And if you want to sponsor Ben and JJ in the afternoon, if you want to sponsor me in the afternoon, Jacob and T-Bob, Fletch in the morning, we'd love to have you. That is, it's all great stuff, man. It's all great stuff. So please continue to support our local radio. It's really the only place that you get the local slant on all of the sports stories that are going on. So last night we mentioned a lot of good SEC games going on. We'll break down the LSU-Oklahoma game here in just a bit. Local product Michaela Williams went off, which was awesome. Hambone, I had a game last night between Northwestern State and UTRGV. I'd mentioned going in that UTRGV had a player named Charlotte O'Keefe. O'Keefe had the second most rebounds in America, total rebounds in America. Second most. The only player that had more rebounds than Charlotte O'Keefe in the country is Anissa Morrow. And by the way, Anissa Morrow has a ridiculous number of rebounds. I actually want to, real quickly, go look that up. She's well over 300 and is just like, Anissa Morrow is just a ridiculous player. And I mean that in the most complimentary terms that I can, because she is ridiculous. Anissa Morrow is now sitting at, Rogers, she has 321 rebounds. You ready for this, Hambone? This is a stat that ought to blow your brain a little bit. Anissa Morrow almost, not quite, but almost has more offensive rebounds than anyone else on the team has total rebounds. Morrow has 119 offensive rebounds. Flage, 135, only 16 more. Samaya Smith, 128, only 9 more. Those are the only two players that have more total rebounds than Anissa Morrow has offensive rebounds. She is an absolute beast. Like, she's insanity. Rogers, did Anissa Morrow get a double-double? You dang right she did. Hambone, she had the Trey Langford double-double last night. You know what that means? We'll see if you can parse out my cryptic thought there. Hambone, she had the Trey Langford double-double. If you had to guess, what would the Trey Langford double-double be? 21-12, buddy. 21-12. She had 21 points, 12 rebounds last night. Just wild. Flage had 25. Michaela Williams, 37. On a night, by the way, when a freshman had 53. Just, there's some craziness going on in women's college basketball right now. If you're not on board, I suggest you get on board, because it is a heck of a lot of fun. And LSU and Oklahoma had a heck of a lot of fun last night. That game, look, Kim Mulkey probably pulling her hair out for giving up 100, but you still can't argue with the results. And then Michaela Blake's. By the way, Michaela Blake's not only had the SEC women's basketball record with 53. It's also the second most points by a freshman in Division I history, behind, you may remember, Elena Deladon, former Delaware player, 54 as a redshirt freshman. Michaela Blake's, by the way, 53 last night. Had 36 against Georgia back on January 2nd. Had 33 against Alabama in her last game. I'm going to guess. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Michaela Blakes might be one of the top scorers in the NCAA. I'm just on a going out on a limb here. I'm looking up the national rankings real quick, but I'm going to guess that Michaela Blakes is one of the leading scorers in Division I basketball. No. How about that? She's had a 36-point game, a 33-point game, and now a 53-point game. And she is not listed as one of the top 5 scorers in the nation. Now, she's number 14, and obviously her numbers will go up after they haven't put in her 53-point game yet. So her average will go up. She'll probably jump in the top 10. Tanaya Latson of Florida State is the leading scorer in women's college basketball at 26.5. Hannah Hidalgo, very talented player at Notre Dame, 25.5. Juju Watkins, of course, the very talented sophomore at Southern Cal, just under 25 a game. And how about this, Rogers? An Arkansas lady back, Izzy Higginbotham, is the 5th leading scorer in the nation at 23 a game. However, Arkansas not that good. They just picked up their 2nd conference win of the year. I believe they're 2-6 in league play, so not that great. Speaking of LSU, we will have an LSU update coming up here in just a moment. Don't forget, this show brought to you by the fine folks at Landers Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. GoLanders.com. Save time and buy online. Of course, our good friends Denny Rogers and Trey Rogers. Not as good of friends as Ruben, but still pretty good friends. I just have to mention Ruben every time he walks by to go smoke. And every half hour on the half hour, Rogers. Yeah, he's gets 4 puffs and he turns around and comes back in. And then of course, don't forget Walk On Sports Bistro, Shreveport and Bossier. I think, Rogers, we may still be the only city that has 2 walk-ons of this size. Like I don't think there's another city of this size that has 2. There may be a couple bigger than Shreveport that have 2, but I know we're one of the few that has 2 of this size. Uri and Shreveport, just north of I-220 on Airline Drive in Bossier, Get Down City. All right, coming up, we're going to give you an LSU update. First hour of the show brought to you by Spurts. Rogers, I went First World, and now I went Spurts World. Rogers, I believe that's a totally different establishment, Spurts World. I don't think it's open this early in the morning. Sports World, Juella and 3132, your local uniform professionals. Stop by and see Jack at Spurts World. Spurts World. I'm Medea. Okay, Medea. Spurts World. Okay. We love you, Ruben. Sports World, sponsor of the 6 to 7 hour. When we come back, we'll have your LSU update. We'll talk all about that LSU-Oklahoma game.
Bring it in, kids. Come on, gather around. Coach McCoachson speaking here. Sports World. They are your local uniform professionals. Of course, football season, we know that old Jack and his crew got everything for you at Sports World. That's where I go for everything. See these Koja shorts? Think they make these things on trees? Think they make these things out of natural fabric? Heck no! But I know I can get them at Sports World. Cleats? Yep. Hats? Yep. I carry 3 or 4 hats because I got to throw 3 of them on the sideline. Sports World, 8809 Juella, just off 3132. They've been in business 50 years. That's as long as I've been Coach McCoachson. GBT is the great banking team. 3400 Line Avenue, Mansfield Road, Williamson Way in East Texas next to the Bellagio. Ain't no bots at GBT, folks. Real live human beings answering the phones in the teller window, and when you go into the bank, real humans. GBT, the great banking team. GBT has been our stand by us bank for quite some time when it comes to a bank that delivers service, that delivers financial products, that delivers modern banking at your fingertips. I can think of nobody better than GBT, the great banking team.
Walk-On's athletes put everything they've got into the game. Walk-On Sports Bistro puts everything we've got into bringing you a game day with a taste of Louisiana. Catch all your teams on over 70 big screen TVs. Dig into our mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. It's all made from scratch with ingredients you can't help but crave. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
We are digging our Silverado LTZ Texas Edition 4x4 Chevy Silverado from Chevyland. Buddy, if you're looking to dig a truck, how about making plans? 7500 Erie Drive, Shreveport, Chevyland.com. We know that when the air conditioner goes kaput, you call AccuTem. When the heat's on the fritz, you call AccuTem. The best way to get this whole thing started is when you begin to put in a new unit, just call AccuTem. No more kaput, no more fritz. 861-2255.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for LSU sports.
Hey, everybody. Rogers just cackling in the background. Hey, don't forget, it's LSU update time. Rogers, don't forget, it's LSU update time. Yeah. River City's Lighting, buddy. RiverCitiesLighting.com, 3908 Shed Road. Give them a shout, 742-9918. Talk to Lori or Heather or Courtney. They are bringing bright ideas to people every day. They are the wallpaper headquarters and the home of the my favorite big-ass fans. And by the way, that's not just it's not just us saying that. That's the name of the brand. So we mentioned an absolute barn burner last night, Oklahoma and LSU. It was amazing. LSU got out to a pretty big lead, and then it was Oklahoma in the fourth quarter cutting it down before Michaela Williams. I believe it was a 2 or 3 point game. Michaela Williams came off a screen, hit a three, and that was it. It's the most points that LSU has scored in an SEC game in program history. The 107 last year, LSU had 106 against Florida. Also, just the fourth time in program history where both teams scored 100 points, and the first time that has ever happened in regulation. It's here you go. First time in SEC history that both teams surpassed 100 points in regulation. Tigers led by as many as 24 in the third quarter, but LSU turned it over. Oklahoma pressed. Sooners got back in the game. There was 55 seconds left, and the Tigers got down to the lead got down to 1 from 24 to 1. Tigers got 2 offensive rebounds. Michaela Williams hit a 3, and then Aaliyah Del Rosario blocked a shot on the other end. That led – it actually went right to Michaela Williams. She fed it to Flau'jae Johnson. Flau'jae went down the floor and scored. Michaela Williams, 37 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Flau'jae had 25 with 5 assists. Anissa Morrow, her 20th double-double of the season. We mentioned, Rogers, the Trey Langford double-double, 21-12. Peyton Verhulst led Oklahoma with 26 points. And, Rogers, your favorite player in all of college basketball, Reagan Beers, finished with 20 and 7. Beers. Oh, not Reagan, the Australian breakdancer. Although, Rogers, she looks like she drank a lot of beers before she went dancing, so Reagan Beers might be, that might be exactly who you're talking about. By the way, Rogers, you ready for this nonsense? Teams were called for a combined 65 fouls in the game. That is, I'm not lying, that's nonsense. LSU went 23 of 32 from the free throw line, while Oklahoma went 21 of 31. Like, that's too many fouls, man. Oklahoma was whistled for 27 fouls. LSU was whistled for 26 fouls. That's too many fouls. A lot of fouls. Anyway, LSU gets the win. All that talk about how the offense wasn't performing well, you can throw that out the window right now. Tigers shot 52% from the field. They hit 12 threes, shot 46% from three, and 23 of 32 from the stripe for 72%. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Tigers win. Tigers win. The Tigers win. And that is your LSU update. Brought to you by River Cities Lighting, rivercitieslighting.com. 3908 Shed Road. Give them a call, 742-9918. 742-9918. Bringing bright ideas to people every single day. That's River Cities Lighting. Let's get to some texts on our multiple text lines. We got 2 text lines running at once. We got the Live Oak Waste text line. That's Fletcher's. 318 Guy Pile, 489-7453. You got the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line over on my end. That is 6570-HAM, 657-0426. Draco asked yesterday, does Riverport have burnt ends every day? No. Steven only does traditional burnt ends on special occasions. He will, like when Rogers comes in, he will cut off what is the burnt end, which is, for those that don't know, burnt ends are they're the fatty portion of the brisket. And it's typically on the bark side. So you slice off the fatty portion of the brisket and then you cube it. And that's a burn end. And then what you do with that typically is you cook your brisket, you then cut off the fatty end, you cube the fatty end, you put that back in the smoker to let it continue to render, and typically you'll put it in some kind of a sauce. Our buddy Andrew Caskey over at Bad Wolf in Ruston does a lot of. He has like a blueberry gastrique. He's got a blah 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 blah. He's got all kind of different sauces and glazes that he does with his burn ends. Brian Bingham over at Sunbird in Longview will do burn ends. Rogers, he does one that with a big red glaze. Not your lady, but yeah. I don't need big red glazing the burn ends. No, he uses the big red soda, the red soda, and he'll reduce it down and make a syrup out of it, and then he'll use that to glaze his burn ends. So, a lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff. So, yeah, Draco, burn ends are just cubed, fatty portion of the brisket that they put in sauce typically and render down a little more. So they become just little bites of meat candy. I've said this before. The best single bite of barbecue I've ever consumed was a burnt end at Heim in Fort Worth. It was a bacon burnt end, so it's pork, not beef. Typically, burnt ends are beef, but this was a bacon burnt end, like a pork burnt end, and it was like eating a chunk of candied bacon. Is basically what it amounted to, and it was exactly, Rogers. I know. It's crazy. Finch over on my text line, the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line, said surprised, but applause sign. That was about the men's and women's records shouldn't be overlapping take. Again, I'm as people who probably listen to this show know, I'm definitely, I lean left. I'm way more liberal, especially socially. I'm way more liberal than conservative. But yeah, that's one thing that's all like. Caitlin Clark's numbers are not attributable to Chris Jackson's numbers. Michaela Blake's, cool. She scored 53, but the arena record is hers. She's not tied with Chris Jackson for the arena record. Like, to me, that's just, I think the distinction needs to be made. It's a different sport. So make that distinction. Same way that, Gina Auriemma didn't pass John Wooden for most wins, or Tara Vanderveer, whoever it is, didn't pass John Wooden for most wins. They passed whoever was on the women's basketball list for most wins. That's just that's one of those things. Pumpman said, how about Michaela lighting it up last night? Go Tigers. Yeah, we were just talking about that. 37 for Michaela. She actually mentioned, she said, look, when I get hot, she goes, usually when I make that first shot, I know that it's going to be one of those nights. And then she complimented the rest of her team. This was her quote. I know when I hit a shot early that it's going to be a real big game for me. So just like I said earlier, very thankful for my teammates for feeding the hot hand and finding me at the end of the game. And Rogers, I'll say this. I don't know that I've seen a better mid-range shooter than Michaela Williams. Every time she stops around the free throw line, you're like, that's going in. It's actually an upset when Michaela Williams doesn't hit a mid-range jumper. She is so good at that. And obviously the three has come along. She's shooting the three at a lot better pace. But, man, her ability, when she pulls up from the free throw line, you're like, that's just going in. No two ways about it. Hambone, I showed you this video that you had not seen from last night, speaking of LSU. If you didn't see it last night, Mulkey got a technical. Also, the Oklahoma coach got a technical, in addition to the other 55 fouls that were called. Mulkey got a technical. Oklahoma coach got a technical. But Mulkey at one point got real upset. And she obviously probably just mostly mad, Rogers, that Oklahoma scored 100. You know, that's going to sit in her craw. She hates that stuff. She's a defense and rebounding coach. You know she's going to hate the opposing team scoring 100. So Mulkey at one point, I don't know, I didn't see the full clip. Like I don't know what preceded it. I don't know what she was mad about. Like I don't know what the whole scenario was. But as most folks probably know, LSU added a decent basketball player as one of their assistant coaches. Simone Augustus is on the sideline for LSU. Decent basketball player, Rogers. I don't know, maybe one of the greatest of all times, perhaps. Potentially. Yeah, it's like maybe she walks by her own statue to get into the building. Anyway, Simone Augustus is on the coaching staff, trying to get back into the coaching, or getting into the coaching regimen. Well, so Simone Augustus holds like a binder. She got like a binder, kind of like I've got over here in front of me. She's holding a binder in her hand. She has it open, and I don't know if it's stats. I don't know if it's whatever it is. Anyway, I don't know what she's got. Like I don't know what she's looking at. She could be looking at cartoons for all I know. But anyway, she's got this binder open, and she's holding it in her hands. She's got kind of like one hand underneath it, and she's got it open, and so she's just sitting there, watching, looking at her binder or whatever. And Mulkey is mad as hell. Like she's pissed. So Mulkey is yelling. And here's the thing, Rogers, when you coach for Mulkey, and a lot of coaches that kind of have that sort of that high energy kind of anger about them, like you're going to catch a stray every now and then. Like she's going to come down and she's just mad, or he's just mad, but you're the one that's in front of them. And so you're going to catch the brunt of it. And that's part of being a coach, an assistant, is understanding that, you know what, Mulkey's mad, or Oriema's mad, or Matt McMahon's mad, whatever, and I just happen to be the person sitting there or standing in front of them. So you'll catch some strays every so often. There's your Oklahoma LSU highlights. Are they going to show it? I was trying to see if they're going to show her doing the thing. Nope, they didn't. But yeah, so oh, dang. Oh, pushing and shoving. Yeah, that's when they both got ejected, I believe. Samaya Smith and yeah, that'll get you ejected. Just pushing her to the ground, then getting pushed back. But anyway, so they so Simone Augustus is standing there holding her binder in her hand, just chilling. There's Michaela hitting a three from the corner, holding it up for everyone to see. Yeah, LSU had a big lead. And Michaela just step back three, up 6. I mean, she went off. She's so good. But Oklahoma, give them credit, man. Oklahoma didn't quit. They came back. They made it a game, cut it to 1. Down 101-97 with 1:09 left, and they hit a 3 to cut the lead to 1. Then Michaela, 24 seconds left, 3 from the top off the high screen from Rosario. Then Rosario's going to get the block. Michaela's going to turn around and flip it to Flau'jae, and Flau'jae is going to get the easy run out to go up 6. Anyway, so yeah, all coaches at some point, as an assistant coach, you're going to catch the brunt of an angry head coach. It's not your fault. They're not mad at you. They're mad at whatever's going on. Well, Simone Augustus is standing there with her notes in her hand, her board, her clipboard, or her folder or whatever. She's just standing there looking at it, just looking down at her folder. Mulkey's going off and mostly chirping in the Bob, whatever his name is, that's her lead assistant, in his ear. Well, she just turns around and full on downward slaps the binder out of Simone Augustus's hand, like knocks it on the ground. And Simone Augustus had the most hilarious reaction to that. She didn't move. She didn't react. She just stood there with her hands in the same spot as she was holding her binder, like her hands were, facing up as the binder was sitting on top of them. Mulkey knocks the binder out of her hands, and she just stands there and holds her hands there and just looks down at the binder on the ground. It is one of the funniest things. What an incredible reaction from Simone Augustus. Like, that's someone who's been through it before. That's someone who's dealt with a fiery coach before. That's someone who understands how that happens. It was, if you haven't seen it, go find it. I believe I retweeted it on my account at PT Netherton. One of the funniest things you'll ever see. Mulkey, mad, slams the clipboard out of her hand, and Simone Augustus just stands there. That literally did not react to it. It was amazing. And obviously, Mulkey continues to win. LSU now 22-1, 7-1 in the league. All right, we'd love to hear from you. Call us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, 725-5945. Text us on the Live Oak Waste text line, 318-GUY-PILE, 489-7453, or the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line at 657-0426. We'll take a break. Come back.
Super J, Jimmy Granger, has been in the car and truck business for years, but when he got into the boat business, he has set the world on fire. And all this weekend, they're doing the Jimmy Granger Outdoors Ultimate Boat Show in the Shreveport Auto Mall. And I mean, everybody is there. Ranger, Triton, Bass Cat, Excel, and Veranda Luxury Pontoons. And if you're in the mood to buy, there's huge savings. Plus, every new boat buyer gets a $500 Tackle Shop gift card. Better not miss this one. The Ultimate Outdoors. It's this weekend in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Get ready for a taste adventure. This Friday, visit seizethedeal.com and snag an amazing offer from the library on Fern. Grab a $50 certificate for just $25. Indulge in delectable dishes and a charming ambiance for lunch or dinner. The library on Fern is the ultimate destination. The deal goes live this Friday on seizethedeal.com. Don't miss out on your $50 certificate for just $25. Visit seizethedeal.com Friday and secure yours before they're gone.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger.
It is the Tim Fletcher Show, as brought to you by Patrick Netherton. He's Rogers Hampton over there. Rogers got a text from our good buddy Brad Laird, Big Bad Brad, who said, Patrick, you seem to be getting used to this early morning stuff. Sounding good. Hope all is well. Rogers, you know, like when you take a piece of string and tie it up, or like a piece of rope and tie it up, but then it starts coming unraveled? Yeah, I'm afraid not. Brad Laird, definitely not getting used to this morning stuff. You're welcome, Rogers. Hey, it was almost an hour. This time, you at least got through 55 minutes before I did something really dumb on the radio. So, congrats? Question mark? No. We're look. I did morning radio on a competitor for about 2 years, and never again. I shouldn't say that. If someone came at me with a really big contract, Rogers, yes, I'd definitely wake up early in the morning. But I'd rather not, if I can help it. I'm not a fan. Early morning, not me. Don't need it. Definitely don't need it. Would appreciate not having to deal with it. First hour brought to you by Sports World. They are the sponsor of the Early Riser Hour. Definitely feel like the Early Riser Hour, Rogers. That's for sure. The problem is, here's the real issue with morning radio, as Rogers yawns in my face. Here's the real issue with morning radio. All right? You get here, you do the first hour, and you're like, oh, we're good. Boom, we get through it. First hour's almost done. In about 20 minutes, I'm going to look at my phone and go, I will never be able to finish this show. I will, because that initial adrenaline surge of getting on the radio, getting everything done wears off. And I can assure you, in about 30 minutes or so, I will be wanting to jump off the roof of this building. Cookie Man from yesterday, talking about the Dallas Cowboys hire of Brian Schottenheimer, said, guess what we're still doing several days after the hire? Talking about the Cowboys and Jerry. You don't hear much about the Jets or Bears coach now, but you still hear about Jerry and the boys. I guess what he wants to do works, keeps people talking. Well, if you just want attention and not win, congratulations. You did it. Hope you're satisfied. I don't know about you, but Jerry Jones doesn't seem super satisfied by what he's got going on in his world. Congrats, Jerry. No one's going to give you credit for your Super Bowl wins. Everyone's going to tell you that you're responsible for the reason. You're the most responsible for what's going on with your team right now. Shankenstein, how can I be this late for work? Wait, why is the sun not up? What is happening, Hambone? Do we have the sun yet? Dawn? No? It's light outside. It's a lot more light than I expected right now. Yeah, it's pretty light outside, Rogers. More than I thought. Sunrise today is at 7:10 a.m. But it's certainly more dawn than I expected. I'll say this, Rogers. I don't know much about dawn. What I do know is it'll clean a duck. I don't know if it's any good on your dishes. I don't know if it's any good on your hands. I don't know if it'll clean your pots and pans. I do know that it'll clean a duck. If you need some duck cleaning juice, have we got you hooked up, brother? Tornado 13 said, headed down Sunday to watch the Lady Tigers in Mississippi State. That's awesome. Yeah, Rogers, the atmosphere last night at the PMAC was really good. People are turning out for Mulkey, as they should. She's 22-1. Hambone, here's a question for you to ponder. Is Kim Mulkey already the best coach in LSU women's basketball history? She doesn't have longevity at LSU. Yeah. But, I mean, does one championship over the course of, 4 or 5 yees now? Does it say nobody else had a chance? But, Sue Gunter had a lot of success for a long time. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. LSU's had some good coaches. They just never won that title. Mulkey did. And she's obviously never won fewer than 20 games. I just wonder, again, she hasn't been there that long. I just wonder if it's fair to say she's the best coach in LSU women's basketball history. What? Yeah, there she goes. Look at her just stand there. Look, it's so funny. Yeah, just watch Simone Augustus' reaction. She just looks down. She's like, just holding her hand there. That's so good. That is so good. And I love her sweater, by the way, her LSU sweater. Oh, that is so good. Yeah. By the way, Simone Augustus, yeah, 4-time WNBA champion, Hall of Famer, all of that. Has a statue outside the building. Yeah, she ain't worried about Kim Mulkey knocking the folder out of her hands. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's so great. All right, that'll do it for the early riser hour of the show for our friends at Sports World. And that means, Rogers, we are moving into the Tipton's Texaco Cleanup Hour on Military Road in Ringgold. We'll be back to start that in just a minute.
Sports World 8809, Jewella in Shreveport, Louisiana, is your local uniform professionals since 1973. That's right, since 1973, they've been taking care of your school uniform needs, your softball uniform needs, cheerleader, baseball, football, basketball, you name it. And for you refs out there, oh, they've got you covered as well. They got the striped shirts, they've got the sunglasses, they got everything you need. Sports World, 8809 Jewella, just off 3132.
Morse & DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. Visit morrisedewitt.com. Bateman Lawyer Spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417188. Results may vary.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Are you experiencing fatigue, low libido, muscle loss? At Rejuva Me Medical, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you at RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME medical.com.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Your home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station.
Tim Fletcher Show, as presented to you by Patrick Netherton. He's Rogers Hampton. SEC update, Rogers? Do we need to do that? I mean, honestly, I just want to keep talking about Michaela Blake's. Like, what an insane performance. But we won't talk just about Michaela Blake's. Rogers, how about some preseason softball? Are you ready for that, my friend? By the way, I'll be calling NSU softball this year. Rogers, I'm not going to lie, a little concerned for NSU softball this year. A lot of freshmen on the team. First-year head coach, a lot of freshmen. They may have the fewest number of innings returning of any staff in America. Pretty wild. Rogers, any guess who would be the preseason favorite for SEC softball? I would guess Oklahoma. You know, they do win the national championship seemingly every year. Texas. Texas is actually preseason number 1. Oklahoma third in the preseason poll. Like, you talking about Oklahoma that, you know, Patty Gasso, they win championships every year. That Oklahoma. Texas, number 1 in the preseason poll. Florida, number 2. Oklahoma, number 3. LSU coming in at number 6 in the preseason bowl. It reminds me, Rogers, we need to get Beth Torino on here before too long. We've had her on a few times. SEC teams beginning play on Thursday, February 6th. That's next week, Rogers, while you weren't looking. Conference play begins in March. SEC softball tournament is scheduled for May 6th through the 10th at the Jack Turner Softball Stadium in Athens, Georgia. By the way, I forgot to mention that this is all brought to you by Bo Harris Wealth Management. BoHarrisWM.com, 2950 Fairfield Avenue across from St. Mark's. Give them a call at 670-3101. Bo Harris, Certified Financial Planner, SEMA Financial Advisor. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through New Edge Advisors, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors and Bo Harris Wealth Management, separate entities from LPL Financial. Yeah, head coaches, by the way, vote on the SEC preseason poll. Florida is the defending SEC tournament champion. And Texas, Rogers, let me just read this paragraph for you, and you tell me what stands out to you, all right? And if you want to kill the music, you can. It doesn't matter to me. Here you go. Rogers, what stands out in this paragraph for you, sir? The Longhorns clinched first place in the preseason poll with 7 first-place votes, 186 points. Florida, the defending SEC tournament champion, claimed second place, 181 points, 6 first-place votes. Oklahoma, the 4-time defending national champion, earned 2 first-place votes, 170 points, take third place in the poll. I don't know, Rogers. I feel like maybe the 4-time defending national champion might deserve the first place spot in the poll. Like, hey, until someone dethrones them, maybe we make them preseason number 1. I'm sure Texas is good. I'm sure Florida is good. Really? Oklahoma number 3? Did they lose everyone off of their national championship team? Like, I don't know. That's a little weird. I'm not going to lie. A little weird. Anyway, Texas number 1, Florida number 2, Oklahoma number 3, Tennessee in 4, A&M at 5, LSU at 6, then Arkansas, Georgia, Missouri, Alabama, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Auburn, Ole Miss, and pulling up the rear, South Kakalaki. So that is your SEC preseason poll. By the way, the SEC preseason all-conference team also announced as well, and we might cover that later. But as for now, that is your SEC update. Brought to you by Bo Harris Wealth Management, BoHarrisWM.com. Located at 2950 Fairfield Avenue across from St. Mark's. You can give them a call at 670-3101. Trust your money with Bo Harris. Guy can absolutely get it done. Bo Harris, Certified Financial Planner, SEMA Financial Advisor. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through New Edge Advisors, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors and Bo Harris Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial. So that's your SEC update. Don't forget, this show brought to you by the fine folks at Honey Baked Ham, Southfield and Uri, your ham quarters for the holidays. What holiday is coming up that we need a ham for, Rogers? Valentine's Day. Hey, nothing says I love you more than some Valentine's ham. Got to have the sweet glaze on it, though, says Rogers. So, yeah, nothing says I love you more than some ham. I wonder if you could do a ham in the shape of a heart, Rogers. I bet they could probably cut you up carve that ham in the shape of the heart. Yeah, I mean, let's do that. Or one of those like sausage roses things, or where they like do the rose made out of sausage. Camity Rudd sent me one of those one time. That was like a meat sampler thing, and they were like beef jerky roses. Or like flowers, basically. And she's like, I saw this. She's like, I thought of you because I know you love beef jerky. She's like, I just wanted to see what it looked like. And so I brought it in, and she's like, oh, it looked pretty cool. Like, it, pretty neat. So, and I got to eat all the beef jerky. If I get a chance to eat a beef jerky flower, Rogers, I'm not, you don't have to tell me twice. Count me in for that, kids. We're going to do that. All right. Get to some texts. We got the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line on this side, 657-0426. We got the Live Oak Waste text line over on this side, Give Live Oak Waste a call, 230-7125. 230-7125. Feel free to give them a shout. Oh, Rogers, you all right over there, buddy? You doing okay? Worried of my boy Hambone. He keeps you got all kind of indigestion happening over here. Rogers never has a second cup of coffee at home. God bless. Love some Airplane. All right. I was just looking up. I just kind of wanted to see where Anissa Morrow was. Yeah, Rogers, she leads the nation in double-doubles with 20. She leads the nation in total rebounds. She leads the nation in rebounds per game. She's second in the nation in offensive rebounds per game. And she's third in the nation in defensive rebounds per game. So, needless to say, also, Rogers, while you weren't looking, Anissa Morrow, fourth in the Southeastern Conference in steals. She has more steals than anybody on the team. She averages 2.5 steals a game. That's top 40 in the nation. That's a big, by the way. It's Anissa Morrow. That is insanity. Trying to see where Michaela Williams falls on some of these stats. Michaela averaging just under 16 a game, 14th best scorer in the league. She is number one in the SEC in free throw percentage at 90%. 12th with 130 made field goals, 15th at a 47% shooting clip. She's getting it done, man. But yeah, not bad when you are 1 or 2 or 3 in the nation in every rebounding category. Roger, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Yeah, that wasn't good. James, over on the YouTube channel, this was 30 minutes ago, I missed it, said, why am I awake? To be honest with you, James, I don't know, man. Why are you awake? Yeah, I got the hiccups, Rogers. Good time to do it while you're talking on the air. Oh, speaking of James Rogers, not James Rogers, but James, Rogers. He had a nice graphic for me yesterday. Did you see this, by the way? You got tagged in. I don't know if you looked at Facebook today yet. So James likes to do fun graphics for me during our games. There's always whatever is on the bottom. There's always something hilarious that he comes up with, and I love him for it. Like we're all. I tell people all the time, we are all about having a good time, having a good time. We're all about having a good time during our broadcast. We're going to bring you the information. We're gonna get you the info you need. We're gonna cover the game correctly, but we're also gonna have fun while we do it. Rogers, one of my graphics was, he does double headers too. One of them was just got used to writing 2024. One of them was, and Rogers, you'll appreciate this. On my first, this was the New Year's, I think it was New Year's Eve or right before that. Rogers, his graphic for me was probably made a see you next year joke today. Yeah, you know that. One of his other graphics for me was desperate for sponsorships. I mean, that's pretty accurate. I had one that said wannabe Santa cosplayer. So that's the kind of stuff that James does. He does graphics for me when we're doing games. One of them was knock off Ryan Seacrest. One of them was living in 2023. Grandpa Joe's number one hater. Obviously, we know that's true. So last night, Rogers, I was kind of hanging out. Didn't know what. I never ask him what my graphic's going to be. We don't discuss it. I always find out later. So Rogers, my graphic yesterday was Tim Fletcher. Do you know Timu, Rogers? Temu is it's like a cheap shopping website. Like where you go, you get like knockoffs and basically it's one of those where if you buy something from Temu, it's not going to be name brand. It's probably going to have, it's one of those that's going to have a flaw somewhere. It's going to have like a third button where it's not supposed to, one of those type of things. So he referred to me as Temu Tim Fletcher because I filled in for Fletcher yesterday morning and obviously was doing the game last night. By the way, Fletcher loved it. Thought it was hilarious. Posted it on Facebook. Told the world. He was very excited. Very excited. All right. How about a text? Trey over on the Live Oak Waste text line. Rush reference. Yeah, I told Rogers Anissa Morrow had the Trey Langford stat line, 21-12. Yeah. And said that's the Trey Langford stat line. We always love it when someone has 21-12, 21 and 12. Mr. J, we were talking about, is Kim Mulkey the best coach in LSU women's basketball history already? And Mr. J said absolutely she is. Also the best dressed. Well, let's not go that far. Certainly the loudest dressed. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, I mean, Rogers, I went and did some digging. Van Chancellor, Sue Gunter, Pokey Chapman. People kind of forget how good Pokey Chapman's teams were when she took over for Gunter after she left with a medical issue. So, yeah, let's break that down a little bit when we come back. I want to talk about, is Kim Mulkey in her now 4th year at LSU with the only national championship that LSU's ever won, is she already the greatest coach in LSU women's basketball history? Let's talk about that when we come back. It's the Tim Fletcher Show featuring Patrick Netherton and Rogers Hampton. We'll be back.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
The Power Hour of the Tim Fletcher Show brought to you by Tipton's Texaco, where they have brought days gone by back to the future. Old school gas station with a real live gas attendant that's going to fill up your vehicle, check the air, clean your windshield. They've got regular gas, premium, diesel, off-road diesel, oil changes, brakes, tires, and yes, Coke products and ices at Tipton's Texaco. Next time you're in Ringgold, stop by Tipton's Texaco, bringing you the Power Hour on the Tim Fletcher Show. With Xfinity Home, keep an eye on your home with self-protection or leave it to the pros with professionally monitored Pro Protection. Get total flexibility with no-term contracts. Easily switch between self-protection and professionally monitored Pro Protection. Get started with choice of home monitoring solutions from Xfinity Home starting at only $10 a month. You can see it all with 24/7 video recording and review up to a week of footage with self-protection or Pro Protection Plus. Stay connected on the go no matter your level of protection. With instant app alerts, you are notified of activity. You can check in and control your home with the Xfinity app or on your TV with the Xfinity voice remote. Enjoy peace of mind with all protection solutions powered by secure and reliable Xfinity Wi-Fi. Get the flexibility to combine Xfinity security equipment with other popular smart home devices and control everything from the Xfinity app. When you text the old Tim Fletcher Show, buddy, you're using the Live Oak Waste text line. Roy Walters' crew is ready to make sure you don't ever have to worry again about your trash. Whether it's at a business, a restaurant, retail center, apartment complex, you shouldn't worry about your trash. Leave that to Live Oak, man. 230-7125, liveoak-environmental.com, liveoak-environmental.com, 230-7125. Don't worry about your trash. Leave that to Live Oak.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Welcome you back. It is the Tim Fletcher Show, presented by Patrick Netherton. And all of these fine sponsors, including the cleanup hour, 7 to 8. Brought to you by Tipton's Texaco, Military Road in Ringgold. Full service station. They will air up your tires and clean your windshield and Get you a little something to snack on while you're there. Rogers, I like me some sour gummy worms. Yeah, I'm a trolley sour gummy worms guy. I bet you they got them. We love and look, as we always like to talk about, gas station food in Louisiana is typically better than most gourmet food in a lot of other places. Let's get to some texts. We got 2 text lines rocking and rolling. Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line 657-0426, or the Live Oak Waste Trash text line 489-7453. Ernie said Sonic people paying it forward at the Sonic drive-thru. Pretty cool. Hambone, you know the pay it forward thing at the drive-thru, where you place your order at the little speaker. You pull up to the first window, and you pay for yours, and you pay for the car behind you, like whatever they ordered. They do it a lot at Starbucks, I know, and some fast food places, where you pay for the order behind yours, and then typically that person will pay for the order behind theirs, and they'll get a chain going, however long it lasts. Anyway, that's cool. If anyone wants to pay it forward out to the old palatial studios, want to pay some Sonic out here, feel free, man. I'd take a chili cheese dog. Maybe a little too early for a chili cheese dog. Rogers on Thursdays, cheese dogs. Yeah, I almost went and did that yesterday, but Hambone and I did a lot of eating yesterday. Rogers, there is one famous. It's a story that goes around. I've seen it 15 different places or whatever. I'm sure it has a nugget of realism, but it's just one of those deals. Anyway, it's one of those pay it forward type of situations where you place your order, go to the first window, you pay for your order, and then you pay for the person behind you, right? Well, apparently, as this story goes, someone was placed their order, and the person behind them was just being a jerk, honking, flipping them off, all that stuff. And I don't want to pull a Tom Lawson in here, Rogers. I got to be careful. I'm on camera. So, honking, flipping them off, like, being real mad or whatever. I don't know, just irritating them. For whatever reason. I don't remember what the reasoning is. Anyway, so the person pulls forward to the first window after placing their order. They wait for the person behind them who's being a jerk to place their order, and they go, I want to pay for theirs. So, that's, really nice, very kind of you, whatever. Gives them both receipts, both your meals, you pay for both your meals. Pull up to the next window. The person that's being a jerk pulls up behind them. The lady in the window goes, "Oh, your meal's already been paid for by the gentleman, up there in the car ahead of you." And now that person feels like a horse is behind. But then the capper on this story, Rogers, is the person that paid for the meal of the jerk pulls to the second window, says, "Here are my 2 receipts. I want all my food," and takes both orders and drives off. So they paid for extra food, but the person behind them doesn't get any food, the one that was being a jerk. So they get shamed for thinking that the person in front of them paid for their meal, and then come to find out the person just took their food because they paid for it. So, they should. So, yeah. How about them apples? Marco says, any thoughts on the tournament this year? Which tournament, Marco? Women's basketball tournament, men's basketball tournament, NBA tournament, NHL tournament. Which tournament are you wanting thoughts on? I would love to give thoughts to you, but I need to know what tournament we are discussing. All right, I want to just briefly get into this greatest coach in LSU women's basketball history. Obviously, if it's longevity, Sue Gunter wins. No questions asked. By the way, Jinx Coleman was pretty good, Rogers, back from 75 to 79. Won 91 games. But that was before the NCAA even existed. Then Barbara Swanner took over. Swanner was 7 games over 500. And then Sue Gunter took over for Barbara Swanner. And that's when they were in the SEC. NCAA tournament appeared not long after Sue Gunter got there. made multiple tournament appearances, won 442 games, had a Final Four berth, an Elite Eight berth, a couple of Elite Eight berths, a couple of Sweet 16s. So Gunter had a lot of success. 222 games over 500, won 132 in the league. Had just a couple of down years. One year they went 9-18 overall and 0-11 in the league. But kind of got it figured out in the late 90s. 22 wins, 25 wins, 20 wins, 18 wins, then 30 and 27. But then she had some health issues come up. And so Pokey Chapman took over. And Rogers, I'd argue that Pokey Chapman right now might be the best coach in LSU history. Now, obviously, the one mitigating factor is the championship. But Hambone, I didn't remember this. Did you remember that Pokey Chapman never, let me say how to say it, always made the Final Four? She only coached for 3 seasons, then obviously left, and there was, some off-the-floor stuff going on. But Pokey Chapman won 30 games every year. She only coached for 3 years. Won 30 games every year and made it to the Final Four every single season as a coach. 33-3, 31-4, 30-8. She went 94-15 over the course of her 3 seasons. 37-5 in the league. She won the SEC title twice and made it to the Final Four all 3 years she was head coach. I mean, that's a hard resume to impugn. Again, the only real issues are, 1, she was only there for 3 years. 2, she left under sort of this, I don't want to say disgraceful, but there was some allegations of some stuff going on off the court. And then, of course, there is the never won a title. Never went to the championship game, lost in the Final Four all 3 years, did not make the championship game in any of those 3 seasons. Then Van Chancellor comes along, who was a legend, Rogers. You know that. How many titles did he win in Houston? Like 4? Chancellor was the first great professional women's coach. I think that's fair to say, Rogers? First great professional coach? Because what he was doing with the Comets was in the very foundational years of the WNBA. Did they win the first 4 titles? Yes. So, yeah, what Van Chancellor did was awesome at the professional level. And then he came and coached LSU and had a lot of success as well. He was at Ole Miss, LSU, and, of course, the Houston Comets, and had a lot of success. He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2007. Also inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame as well. Also, Rogers didn't realize he was the head coach for the women's Olympic team. Won gold in Athens in 2004. I didn't realize he was the head coach of that team. Van is an incredible guy. By the way, Rogers, how about this? When the WNBA started up with their 8 expansion teams, Van applied for 6 of them. Like he applied for the head coaching job for 6 of the 8 teams. He was at Ole Miss at that point and was, had been really good. Well, he didn't think he'd be hired. However, the Comets went ahead and grabbed him. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, all in the Hall of Fame. And by the way, Rogers, how about this? I didn't realize Cheryl Swoops didn't even play the first half of her first year. She was pregnant. 97 season did not go without hitches, as Thompson and Cooper wanted less rigid patterns from Chancellor when it came to offensive sets. They finished 18-10, best record of the 8 teams in the WNBA, and then beat the Liberty to win the inaugural WNBA championship. Then in the 98 championship, they beat the Mercury. Then kept on going. Under Van Chancellor, the Comets were the only team in the WNBA to make the playoffs in each of the first 7 seasons of the league. Then became the USA coach and won gold at the 04 games in Athens. Pretty wild, man. What a career for Van Chancellor. It's awesome. But anyway, so in looking at the coaches in LSU history, you can make a case for Sue Gunter because of longevity. You can make a case for Pokey Chapman because she never failed to win more than 30 games. She went to the Final Four every season she was the head coach, but never got to the championship game and never won a title. Despite and again, 94-15 over her 3 years. Van, by the way, went to a Final Four in his first season, but then fell off a bit after that. Van Chancellor did. Only 2 teams in history, Rogers, who've ever made the Final Four in 5 consecutive seasons. Would you like to guess them? I bet you can. Only two teams that have ever made the Final Four in 5 consecutive seasons on the women's side. One is obviously LSU, because I just mentioned it. And the other is super easy. UConn, of course. Gunter made a Final Four. Pokey Chapman made 3 in a row. And then Chancellor made a Final Four in his last year. Then you had Nikki Caldwell. Meh. She did go to a Sweet 16 at one point. Then you had Nikki Fargas for 10 years. Fargas never really got things going well. Then the coup to go get Mulkey. And Mulkey, Rogers, she only won 26 games her first year. A little tough. Only made it to the second round of the tournament. Then in her second year went 34-2 and won the national championship. Last year went 31-6 and made the Elite Eight. This year she's 22-1. She is 103-15 in her 4 seasons. I will say this. Gun to my head, right now, I would go. It's hard to separate Kim Mulkey at LSU from Kim Mulkey at Baylor and Louisiana Tech. Gun to my head, I'm going to go with Pokey Chapman being the best coach that LSU's had right now. It's a 1-1A scenario. Kim Mulkey, obviously, incredible. And she has the number one caveat of she won a national championship and no one else has. Mulkey, if she stays at LSU for another 2 years, she'll be the best coach that's ever been there, by far. Sue Gunter for longevity, Pokey Chapman for success over a short time frame. Because, again, 3 Final Fours. Mulkey's only made 1 Final Four as the coach at LSU. Of course, she did win the national title. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and do a little LSU update. We'll find out what's going on in the world of the LSU Tigers when we come back.
The Power Hour of the Tim Fletcher Show brought to you by Tipton's Texaco, 2630 Military Road in Ringgold, Louisiana. Boys and girls, this is an old school gas station with a true, real, live gas attendant that's going to fill up your vehicle, check the air in your tires, clean that windshield, going to have the parking lot all spiffy. Got regular gas, premium, diesel, off-road diesel, oil changes, brakes, tires. It's going to be absolutely outstanding. And yes, they've got Coke products and ices at Tipton's Texaco, 2630 Military Road in Ringgold, bringing you the Power Hour. Louisiana Grandstand's got something popping and hopping nearly every single weekend. Buddy, they have brought music to the forefront in Shreveport-Bossier again. Comedy to the forefront in Shreveport-Bossier yet again. LouisianaGrandstand.com for more information. You can get your tickets, pay for your valet ahead of time. Always something happening. LouisianaGrandstand.com. It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving or Christmas to enjoy honey baked ham. No one knows that better than my cohort on Friday nights,
Absolutely.
Adam Hester.
because we love honey baked ham.
I started getting the honey baked last year. Just the honey baked. That's the flagship. The honey baked.
It's named for the...
It's in the name.
It's in the name. How much more do you want from a sandwich if it's in the name? The Tavern Club is my favorite. Don't forget, you can grab ham and turkey to go, sides to go.
Oh, the sides.
Oh, it's so good. Honey baked ham, right there in the Southfield Shopping Center, Southfield and Uri. Mac McCarter has been making Shreveport-Bossier better for many, many years. Community renewal, making Shreveport-Bossier a more welcoming, more inviting, healthier, friendlier place, one house at a time, one neighbor at a time, one block, one neighborhood, one community. Community renewal, 318-425-3222, communityrenewal.us. See what you can do to help make Shreveport-Bossier better than ever before.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Fox Sports plays here.
LSU. All right. Time for your LSU update. That's right. Got to get an LSU update. Brought to you by River Cities Lighting, rivercitieslighting.com, 3908 Shed Road. Give them a call at 742-9918, 742-9918. That is how you find them. Go give them a shout. I know they'd love to hear from you. They're bringing bright ideas to people every single day. And also bringing you the LSU update. Well, we mentioned that we were going to talk about the preseason SEC softball team. Well, let's talk about the players from LSU that are on the preseason softball team. No surprise, Sydney Berzon, one of the best in the business. Sydney Berzon is on that team, so that's easy. Also on the team is infielder. And Rogers, I'm going to actually listen to the pronunciation real quick because I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I want to make sure I get it right. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Danica Coffey is her name. An infielder, redshirt senior, Danica Coffey, also on the list. And the third player on the list, Rogers, as I go and find my list, that is going to be Lassiter. I can't find her on the roster. Oh, there it is. Jalea Lassiter is the third player. So, again, no surprise to have Berzon on the list. She is very, very good. The pitcher for LSU. And then Danica Coffey, as well as Jalea Lassiter. So those are your three LSU players represented on the preseason SEC softball team. Also, by the way, a lot of stuff happening at LSU over the course of the next couple of days. You got tennis, you got scrimmages for baseball, you got men's tennis. Whole bunch of stuff happening. But for now, that is your LSU update. Brought to you by River Cities Lighting. rivercitieslighting.com, 3908 Shed Road. Give Lori or Heather or Courtney a call at 742-9918. This hour of the show brought to you by Tipton's Texaco, Military Road in Ringgold. Show also brought to you by the fine folks at Spell Brothers Lumber. Spellbroslumber.com on Martin Lane in Bossier, Get Down City. They offer free delivery, 747-1194. Marco said, good morning, Patrick, Rogers. Who's at -2 in the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am? Patrick Rogers. Bet you didn't know I listen to the Tim Fletcher show every morning, too. He's asking about the AT&T tournament. Oh, you're asking about the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. He asked about the thoughts on the tournament. It's hard to not like the chances for Scotty Scheffler, though Russell Henley is currently leading the way. I think to me the most interesting aspect of what we're going to see over the course of the first few weeks of the season is how Scotty Scheffler plays, because he had the hand injury in the offseason and took some time off. Of course, it was the offseason anyway. But, Rogers, by the way, did you by any chance see how he injured his hand? Scotty Scheffler? So he told the story. He was like, they were cutting dough or something. I don't know what they were doing exactly. But he was using a wine glass. Like he had a wine glass upside down, and was using the rim of the glass to, like, I guess it cut through dough or whatever he was doing. And as he's pushing it down from the base, it broke. And the base, like that stem, went into his hand. That's how he ended up hurting himself. And so had to take some time off. I think he needed surgery and, took a while to recover, but he's back. And by the way, 5 under after the first round. Russell Henley, 8 under, Jake Knapp, Justin Rose, Cam Davis, Sepp Straka, Rasmus Højgaard, and Victor Hovland, all 7 under. Hambone's favorite, Rory, Eric Cole, Justin Thomas, Lee Hodges, Patrick Cantlay, Shane Lowry, Lucas Glover, all 6. Then a big group at 5. Sam, always checking on our boy. Sam Burns, 4 under, 68 in his first round. Just where you need to be. The main thing in the first round is don't blow up. And you don't necessarily have to go super low, but keep yourself sort of in striking distance of the leader. So if you do have that low, that you have that one round where you go low, you have the ability to to make that run. But yeah, Patrick Rogers, our favorite golfer, is 2 under after the first day. Ludwig Oberg, who had an unbelievable season last year. I believe he was a rookie last year, or second-year guy. Ludwig Oberg, +5 after the first round. So definitely struggling is Ludwig Oberg. But, Sam right there at 4 under, 4 shots off the lead. Just needs you keep it up. Continue to put 4, 5, 6 under. If you can have one of those good rounds where you maybe go a little lower, throw a 7 or 8 under up there, that gets you right there where you need to be. But Marco, thank you. Appreciate that. And there's some thoughts on the AT&T tournament. By the way, somber note, obviously, with what went down with the plane crash. 14 different people that had ties to the figure skating world were on the airplane that crashed into the Potomac. A couple of Russian skaters and 6 members or associates of the Skating Club of Boston were killed in the crash, including teenage skaters Jenna Hahn and Spencer Lane. Their mothers and their coaches were also on the flight, and obviously did not make it. Two Russian coaches were on the flight, and 2 more youth skaters were also on the flight. It is there was a developmental camp that was being held after the U.S. Figure Skating Championships over the weekend. Just a unbelievably sad scenario, obviously for everyone on board, but certainly to lose some very young, to have some folks that are that young that were in there and had bright futures in the world of figure skating. So just awful. So obviously we're continuing to send our best to all of those folks. Just a terrible scenario, to be sure. The Tim Fletcher Show, as brought to you by Patrick Netherton. Don't forget, you can find us on a bunch of various platforms. We are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter and Twitch. If you're watching on any of those platforms, you can send us a note, just as James did. James said the most important thing to ask, has Rogers seen the picture of you aggressively hugging the camera? No, I did not show him that picture. Rogers, for James's sake, I'll show you that picture now. There you go. This is me aggressively hugging the camera that we took, and James really enjoyed that one. So he was like, "Can you please hug the camera?" And I'm like, "Okay." So, you can do that. I put that it's the last thing a brisket sees, Rogers. Yeah, brisket sounds good too, doesn't it? Yeah. Hambone's hungry. Hambone's a hungry boy. Yeah. Yeah, there's a Waffle House right over there. There's an IHOP right over there. There's, McDonald's and Whataburger. Just all kind of breakfast joints all over the place. Even Taco Bell has breakfast. Nowadays, Subway has breakfast. Everybody's got breakfast. Meanwhile, Hambone and I are sitting here in the studio with no breakfast. Rogers, do we want to re-air that interview we did a couple of weeks ago, and so I can go pick us up some breakfast? Yeah, don't forget in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to who did I interview a couple of weeks ago, Rogers? Now my brain just stopped working. Yeah, I'm with you. Fry, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't think. Yeah, it's too early in the morning, Rogers. My brain is not functional this early in the morning. All right, Joey Freshwater has a question for Rogers about the team that he is wearing on his hat and shirt. Would you like to wait till after the break, Rogers, to ask that question? Let's wait till after the break. Joey Freshwater, we will answer your question when we come back about the Astros. Our show brought to you by so many people, from GBT to Bowman Asphalt to AccuTemp, Bud Light, and Century 21 United, Rejuvenate Medical. Hey, also don't forget, while I'm thinking about it, Rogers, while we're talking about our fine sponsors, don't forget that Jimmy Grande has their Outdoors Ultimate Boat Show. It's this weekend in the Shreveport Auto Mall. I'm struggling, Rogers. Come see what's new and exciting from Ranger, Triton, Bass Cat, Excel, and Veranda Luxury Pontoons. Plus, take advantage of Boat Show savings. Every new boat buyer gets a $500 Tackle Shop gift card. So you get your boat and your tackle. You can't argue with that. Get cool gifts just for stopping by. Don't miss the Ultimate Boat Show at Jimmy Grande Outdoors in the Shreveport Auto Mall. Rogers, I don't think I'm supposed to be watching this. I'm not old enough to see this. We'll be back with Joey Freshwater's question about the Astros.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Wait. Skechers put the S in comfort?
Yes, comfort you have to feel to believe. Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
You sure? Because I won a spelling bee in the 5th grade, and I don't think there's an S in comfort.
Yes, Skechers, we put the S in comfort, like our hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear that's completely touchless. You just step in and go. There's no bending down and no tying your shoes. And they have Skechers Air Cool Memory Foam for incredible comfort. Because at Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Okay, well, I've got some Skechers slip-ins. Here, let me try. Okay, I'm just stepping in and... Oh, wow. Skechers put the S in comfort.
Duh, we told you.
See for yourself how Skechers put the S in comfort. Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
For your big game party, you better pop into Total guaranteed win. We've got thousands of bottles down every aisle, and prices so low they're gonna make you smile.
Drink responsibly, B21.
You know Jimmy Granger Outdoors is serious with their Ultimate Boat Show this weekend in the Shreveport Auto Mall when they'll give you a gift just for stopping by. And there is new boat smell all over the place with Ranger and Triton, Bass Cat, Excel, and Veranda luxury pontoons. And to sweeten the pot, there's huge boat show savings. Plus, every new boat buyer gets a $500 Tackle Shop gift card. Don't let this weekend get by you without a trip to Jimmy Granger Outdoors. The Ultimate Boat Show all this weekend. Jimmy Granger Outdoors in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for LSU sports.
It is the Tim Fletcher Show. I'm Patrick Netherton. He's Rogers Hampton. You can get in touch with us a couple of ways. You can call us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, also known as the Pearl Shreveport Hotline, depending on where you are. 725-5945.
Hello.
Or you can text us on the Live Oak Waste text line, 489-7453. That's 318-GUY-PILE. Or on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line, 318-6570-HAM, 318-657-0426. Rogers, Joey Freshwater has a question for you. Does Rogers think Alex Bregman will come crawling back to the Astros since he obviously has no market?
I think crawling's kind of a bad choice of words right there. He's got 3 teams that have offered him a 5-year deal, which is what he and his agent wanted.
Yeah.
Boston, Toronto, and Houston.
Okay.
So Houston has offered. So there's no crawling back. He has 3 5-year offers on the table.
Yeah.
He's just waiting to see who's going to sweeten the pot at the end. But he's got what he wants on the table, and those are the 3 teams right now that have said they will give him a 5-year deal. And you don't really crawl back to the team that you've been at for 9 years and that the whole offseason Altuve and everybody's tried to get him to stay. I mean, Altuve's offered to move positions, and he's one of the best second basemen the game has seen. And he's willing to move so Paredes can go from third to second and Bregman can stay at third.
Yeah,
so I don't really look at it as crawling back.
Well, but he also
and all your kids were born there.
Well, the idea that you don't have a market when you have 2 other teams that are willing to pay you what you want
in a big market. Yeah. No, there's been a bunch of teams after him. 5 years was the stickler, and 3 teams have offered him 5-year deals.
He's obviously got a market.
Yeah,
like he's people, people
it's not
want
like
him.
He's not going to get to play this year.
Yeah. People want him.
He's just waiting until the last second, and if you watch all the videos, he's staying in shape. He's doing all the stuff.
He's playing next year.
So he's down to those 3 right now that are offering him a 5-year deal, and Astros organization is just trying to talk him into, hey, this is your home. We want you here. Look, Altuve's an Astro for life, and he's willing to change positions, and he's an all-star. So it no matter where he ends up, he's going to get a bunch of money and a 5-year deal.
So the change of positions would move Bregman where?
No, he'd stay at third. Paredes, who when they traded Kyle Tucker to Chicago,
right.
They got Paredes back, who plays infield. He was going to take Bregman's place at third because even the Astros general manager, Dana Brown, said there's no way we thought Bregman would still be available right now.
Right.
So he comes back. That's where the infield got crowded because you had Paredes, Pena, Altuve.
Yeah, I mean, you're not moving Pena.
And then you went out and got the all-star first baseman from Arizona, Walker.
Yeah.
So your infield set.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden now Bregman's back on the table.
Yeah, and Paredes has nowhere to go.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So Altuve, who doesn't have to move anywhere, he could say, has offered to move to left field and platoon with Jordan in left if Alex comes back. So it'd be Bregman, Pena, Paredes, and Walker would be the infield.
Joey Freshwater follows it up and said if he had a market, he would not be waiting 2 weeks before pitchers and catchers report to choose a team. Also, Boston has certainly not offered. That is false.
No, it's not false. The 3 teams, you go to MLB, 3 teams that said they'll give him a 5-year deal are Boston, Toronto, and Houston.
Let's see, Rogers. I'm going to just look it up here.
Because other teams were involved, but 5 years is the key, and those are 3 that have said they would be willing to give him a 5-year deal. Now you're just talking about money, bonus, up front.
Let's see. Alex Bregman news.
I mean, we wouldn't still be talking about him if he didn't have a market. You wouldn't look up on national TV, and every time they talk about remaining free agents, it's him and Alonso. So I guess Alonso with the Mets has no market for his name either.
Let's see. Houston Astros. They want to bring back their cornerstone. And Chandler Rome of The Athletic said the Astros are now turning their attention to reuniting with Bregman, something that could prove to be difficult based on the number of suitors still interested in him and the varied reports about what type of offers he has on the table. So, yeah, it certainly doesn't appear that Bregman lacks choices. And I think that's probably the issue, right, is there – and because of the – like, if he wants 5 years – but a team is only offering him 3, well, you got to weigh that in, right? According to this, let's see. This is Houston Astros on Sports Illustrated. Yep. Most likely outcome at conclusion of regular season seemed to be a reunion between the Astros and the All-Star, but the longer things took, the more unlikely it became. Bregman turned down a 6-year deal from Houston for $156 million early on in the bidding, essentially stating early it wasn't going to be easy for the team to get him to stay. Astros dealt away Kyle Tucker, got a new third baseman, and brought in cash to bring in a new first baseman. However, last week, shocking reports emerged stating that Houston was re-engaging in their negotiations with Bregman. The only player more popular than Bregman is Altuve, who was willing to make, as they say, a head-scratching transition to the outfield in order for the team to keep Bregman. The actual belief as to whether or not Houston still had or should even try to have a realistic shot seems varied across the industry, but unquestionably things were not quite as dead between the two sides they appeared to be last month. With the same suitors still remaining in the race, the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers looking like the two biggest contenders to sign the slugger, a surprising new team may be emerging with the best possible offer, and that is the Toronto Blue Jays, who USA Today MLB insider Bob Nightingale revealed during an appearance this week on Houston area radio that the Toronto Blue Jays have a 6-year offer on the table for Bregman. And the Red Sox reportedly not willing to go above 4 years. The Cubs are not willing to offer anything but a short-term deal. And that is obviously the issue. The issue is parsing what's the correct move. Do you go to the Cubs on a short-term deal? Do you go to the Red Sox for a 4-year deal? Do you go to the Blue Jays on a 6-year deal? Or do you come back to the Astros, who are offering a 5-year, initially offered a 6-year deal, and certainly could be a 5-year deal. So there you go. That's the news, Joey Freshwater. Apparently, the Red Sox have indeed offered Bregman, but not 5 years. They've offered him 4 years. The Cubs are offering him a short-term deal. The Astros are offering him to come back. And now the Toronto Blue Jays are offering him a 6-year deal. So, Joey Freshwater, to say that Bregman doesn't have a market is patently false. Patently false. We'll take a break. Come back. Give you an SEC update when we return.
Walk-On's athletes put everything they've got into the game. Walk-On Sports Bistro puts everything we've got into bringing you a game day with a taste of Louisiana. Catch all your teams on over 70 big screen TVs. Dig into our mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. It's all made from scratch with ingredients you can't help but crave. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
The Power Hour of the Tim Fletcher Show, brought to you by Tipton's Texaco, where they have brought days gone by back to the future. Old school gas station with a real live gas attendant that's going to fill up your vehicle, check the air, clean your windshield. They've got regular gas, premium, diesel, off-road diesel, oil changes, brakes, tires, and yes, Coke products and ices at Tipton's Texaco. Next time you're in Ringgold, stop by Tipton's Texaco, bringing you the Power Hour on the Tim Fletcher Show.
Morrison DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. They know and have experience with the best doctors and experts in their fields to provide the best care. If you or a loved one are injured, it is extremely important to choose the right lawyer. To see what they've done for others or to schedule a free consultation, visit morrisdewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417189. Results may vary.
Rejuva Medical can help you to feel your best. Now, if you're struggling to lose weight, Rejuva Medical offers medically monitored weight loss. If you're plagued by fatigue, low libido, muscle loss, just the lethargy, we can help with hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you today. RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME medical.com.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Bossier City's home for LSU sports, a Town Square media station.
It is the Tim Fletcher Show, as brought to you by Patrick Netherton and Rogers Hampton. And our fine friends at Louisiana Grandstand. Hey, don't forget, got Fred Armisen coming to Louisiana Grandstand here before too long. That's pretty crazy. Also, Ken Chapin Toyota on Highway 59, right near I-20. Take exit 617. ChapinToyota.com. Roger, is that the one that cars are like eggs? They're more affordable in the country or whatever? Yeah. Thank you. And our friends at Bowman Asphalt. Ryan Bowman, a.k.a. Mr. Big. If you can walk on it, park on it, build on it, or drive over it, Ryan Bowman can take care of it for you. All right, Hambone, should we do a little SEC update? Why not? I'm going to go back to women's basketball because that was the action last night. Ole Miss and Georgia. Boy, Georgia's in rough shape. 9-13 overall, 1-7 on the women's side. Ole Miss took care of business. Only beat them by 5, but still got the win. Ole Miss improves to 14-6, 5-3 in the league. Alabama, the only two matchups between top 25 teams, obviously Oklahoma, LSU, that we'll talk more about at the bottom of the hour. But Alabama, Kentucky, that's number 12 Kentucky hosting number 22 Alabama, and the Wildcats get it done. Find 16 points and 9 assists from Georgia Amore. 65-56, Kentucky takes the victory. The Wildcats improved to 18-2 on the season and 7-1 in league play. Texas A&M traveled to Arkansas. The Ladybacks, a 21-point win behind Izzy Higginbottom. We talked about her being one of the top scorers in all of the nation. Rogers, she just messed around and nearly had a triple-double. 33 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists for Izzy Higginbottom. Arkansas improves to 9-14 overall, 2-6 in conference play. Mizzou traveled to number 5 Texas. Texas won by 9, despite the fact they were down by 2 at halftime. Texas now 21-2 overall. They are 7-1 in the SEC, and no shocker, the SEC, which is on the men's side arguably the best basketball conference that's ever been assembled. On the women's side, not too shabby either. Texas at number 5, LSU at number 7, Oklahoma at number 13, Kentucky at number 12, Alabama at number 22, Vanderbilt at number 23. That is a bevy of schools. South Carolina is number 2, Texas is number 5, LSU is number 7, Kentucky's number 12, Oklahoma's number 13, Tennessee 18, Alabama 22, Vanderbilt 23. That's 8 ranked teams on the women's side. And, of course, South Carolina right there at the top. Your SEC update brought to you by Bo Harris Wealth Management, BoHarrisWM.com, 2950 Fairfield Avenue across from St. Mark's Cathedral. Call 670-3101. Like Ruben going out for a smoke, Bo Harris Wealth Management is right on time every single time. Yeah, 4 after every time, man. Every single time. He'll take 3 puffs and turn around and walk back in. Bo Harris Certified Financial Planner, SEMA Financial Advisors, securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through New Edge Advisors, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors and Bo Harris Wealth Management are separate entities. from LPL Financial. Danny Mack, a.k.a. Dan the Man, talking about Bregman, said, I think it's a problem. The problem is actually the opposite. He actually has too big of a market, and that's what's taking so long. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's not that he doesn't have a market. He's got too many options. How do you parse through a short-term deal from the Cubs versus a 4-year deal from the Red Sox versus a 6-year deal from the Astros versus a 6-year deal from the Blue Jays? Right? You got so many options, like I wouldn't know what to choose. Like, yeah, I mean, this is going to be his last big contract. This is going to be what sets him up for the rest of his life. So it makes perfect sense that he'd want to take his time and make sure that he's making the right move. And look, Bregman's a professional. Bregman's a guy that, no matter where he lands, he will be a plug-and-play guy. So, yeah, no real surprise. Bregman is gonna be good wherever he goes. He's a pro. And he doesn't have to make that decision. Who cares if it's 2 weeks before pitchers and catchers report? So what? He's got a month or more to get ready. He's staying in shape. Like he's going to be ready. Not like a pitcher where he has to, work the arm out and all that. He just, gets ready, gets his hitting timed up. Cookie Man said Boston and Toronto would have to sweeten the pot a lot because of the tax implications. I doubt that. I mean, no offense, but if you're getting paid $150 million, I'm pretty sure the tax is the least of your concerns. It's going to be where he feels most comfortable. At this point, it is not money considerations. It is length of term and comfortability within the organization. How much has Bregman made over the course of his career? Let's see. Let's see. According to that, his estimated net worth is $10 million, but he, considering the fact that he signed a contract worth $107 million, chances are he's probably worth a little more than that. Let's see. Bregman's salary is currently $28.5 million a year. Yeah, current net worth is, according to this, $107 million. So, yeah, his earnings, Rogers, started at got a $5.9 million signing bonus when he signed. So already you're doing pretty well. Made the league minimum, $194,000. I'm sure he was he didn't start in the majors, right? He went through the minors to start with, right? So he only made $194,000 his first year. But then $539,000, $599,000, $640,000. Oh, and then something happened between 2019 and 2020, Rogers. Oh, yeah, he signed a contract, and now he's suddenly making from $640,000 a year to $11 million a year with a $10 million signing bonus. $11 million a year, $11 million a year, $11 million a year, $28.5 million a year, $28.5 million a year. Yeah, Bregman's not going to be super concerned about what the taxes are in Boston or Toronto. Let me do some quick math for you, Rogers. Let's just say $16 million, then $17 million, $17.5 million, $28.5 million, $39.5 million, $50.5 million, $79 million. He's made about $100 million throughout the course of his career. I'm pretty sure he's not too concerned about what the tax scenarios are in Boston or Toronto. At this point, this portion of your career for Alex Bregman, it is fit, it is comfortability, it is teammates, it is organization. Can you win? I mean, he's already won a World Series. 2? Has he won 2? Yeah. He's already won multiple world championships. It's not like he doesn't have titles. He's got rings. So now it's just about where does he want to finish out his career? What's the scenario? What's the best scenario for him to finish out his career? he ain't hurting for money. Literally, the dude's made $57 million the last 2 seasons. So he ain't hurting. Rodgers, I'll take 1% of his salary. That would be $570,000. Like, count me in. I'd be a rich man at that point. You know what, Rodgers? Maybe I should just hold out on Fletcher. You think I should try to renegotiate my deal with Fletcher? Tell him I want, a couple million. I need a signing bonus. Sure, that would go over well. Yeah, let's not act like the Bregman doesn't have options and he's concerned about taxes. That ain't the case. All right. It's the Tim Fletcher Show. I'm Patrick Netherton, filling in for Fletch. We'd love to hear from you. You can send us notes on our various streaming platforms. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. All of those easily findable. Just search for my name, Patrick Netherton. It's usually the easiest way to do it. And you'll find us. Go like, follow, subscribe to the stream if you would. We'd appreciate it. Make sure you tell your friends about it. Share the stream out. All of that's free, by the way. It doesn't cost anything. So make sure you tell folks about it. Share what's going on. We'd appreciate it. Let other people know what we have going on here, that you enjoy what we have going on here, and help us get the word out. The more people we can get involved on the streaming side of things, the better our numbers are. The more we can get. People we can become more enticing to advertisers, all of that good stuff. Like, we got a couple hundred people watching the stream right now, and I'd love that to be more. I'd love that to be a couple thousand people watching the stream. Jim Rome gets 500,000 watching his streams. I'd love to get into quadruple digits at some point. Just 1,000. I'm not asking for too much. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. It is the Tim Fletcher Show, brought to you by all kind of people. What we got, Rogers? Rejuve Me Medical, Bailey's Jewelers. Bailey's Jewelers, East Texas, in front of Pierre Bossier Mall. I said Piermont Bossier Mall. That's 2 different places, folks. Pierre Bossier Mall, Gary Bailey and Paul Little. From just right to priceless, they have the perfect gift for you. And, of course, our good friends at Daiquiri Express. 5 locations all around the area. Coming up, Sunday Fun Day in just a couple of days. Happy hour 4 to close on Sundays. Happy hour every day 4 to 7. And don't forget, Rogers, if you missed out yesterday, 26 gallons of daiquiris. Sorry, $26 for a gallon of daiquiris. Got that going on for you at Daiquiri Express. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Love to hear from you. Text us, call us, hit us up on our streaming platforms. Let us know you're out there. We'll be back.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
When you hear this voice, you think of yesteryear, I hope. Grandpa's voice as he unwraps that Werther's and pops it in his mouth, and all of a sudden he's got to talk like this. I'm trying to get you to think of the good times back in the day. Back then, houses were affordable. Now, not so much. Except at Brewer Quality Homes. Grandpa's Werther's and a decent down payment gets you a beautiful brand new home. Brewer Quality Homes.
Whether you're getting engaged, married, or saying I love you all over again, Louisiana Coin and Jewelry celebrates love with jewelry for every magical moment. Our jewelry specialists can create custom bridal rings with 3D computer imaging. You can update your wedding ring, maybe add a diamond or gemstone anniversary band for a pop of color. Beautiful forever gifts that show what words can never say. Louisiana Coin and Jewelry, Line Avenue in Uptown Shopping Center, or louisianacoin.com.
We are the soldiers of the Louisiana Army National Guard. We are your neighbors. We are your sons and daughters. While we serve part-time, we are learning valuable life and job skills. We are earning money for college, for trade and technical schools, and for certifications. We are proud to serve both our country and our home state. We are your Louisiana Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
When you text the old Tim Fletcher Show, buddy, you're using the live Oak Waste text line. Roy Walters' crew is ready to make sure you don't ever have to worry again about your trash. Whether it's at a business, a restaurant, retail center, apartment complex, you shouldn't worry about your trash. Leave that to Live Oak, man. 230-7125, liveoak-environmental.com, liveoak-environmental.com. 230-7125. Don't worry about your trash. Leave that to Live Oak.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger.
Rogers, you were just a cattle driver over here. Like, I can't even sit back and read like 2 paragraphs of this story I'm reading about former Fox host Julie Stewart-Binks and filing a lawsuit against some of the muckety-mucks at Fox Sports for sexual assault and, some serious stuff, serious allegations. And next thing I know, Rogers is like, "You're back on." I'm like, dang, Rogers, give a guy a break. Can a guy have a second to read an important story? No, Rogers is he's like one of those guys on the wagon trail with the reins. I got the bit in my mouth and he's, yeah, he's got the reins. He's telling me he's kicking me in the side with his spurs. Ow, Rogers, stop kicking me with Victor Wembanyama. So he kicked me in the side with a spur. That'd be Victor Wembanyama. Anyway. It is the Tim Fletcher Show. 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. What are we watching, by the way, Rogers? Oh, my gosh. Is that MASH? Yeah. Good Lord. Hambone. You missed my whole Victor Wembanyama joke because you're watching MASH. I said you kicked me in the side with your spurs. I said Victor Wembanyama. I know. I mean, honestly, it's probably better to watch MASH in silence than to listen to whatever I have to say. Let's be honest. If we're being truthful here. We like to be truthful. This show, this hour, the Power Hour, brought to you by Brewer Quality Homes. 3830 East Texas in Bossier City with old Donnie Brewer. Everything Donnie touches turns to sold. You think Fletcher made them pay for that tagline, Rogers? I don't think so. That's one of those things like, yeah, you want to use that? It's a great tagline, right?
You're ballsy, but you're going to get caught.
Thanks, Todd Walker. Or Donnie Brewer. Rogers, I think Fletch should have been like, yeah, you give me $100, I'll let you use it. Give me a half a house. Like, roll one of them houses out to my front yard. Rogers, you think Fletch could get run over by a house? Oh, yeah. He's been run over by his truck, so why couldn't he be run over by a house? Like the Wicked Witch of the West. Were you a Wizard of Oz guy, Raj? I mean, obviously the Lollipop Guild. We know you love the Munchkins.
I mean, that was a childhood classic growing up. You only got to see it once a year during the holidays, and if you missed it, you had to wait another year. So
Wicked do anything for you?
No.
Oh, well, number one, it's a musical.
I have not seen a recent movie since Thunder Buddy.
Oh yeah.
2013, 2014.
Yeah. That would be Ted.
Yes.
Or was it Ted 2?
No, it was first.
First one. So Wicked, I don't know if you know, Wicked is the story of basically the witches. The good witch and the bad witch, and how they grew up, because they're like sisters or whatever, they're whatever. How they grew up together, whatever. It's the telling of the Wizard of Oz tale, but from their vantage point. And it's been a hit on Broadway forever. It's been on Broadway a long time. I should know if that was something that for me, musicals are difficult. I'm not a musical guy. Not a musical guy in general, or a fan of musicals typically. As Rogers knows, when he got in the car this morning, it was Yacht Rock on like 4. Yeah, very quiet. That was Rogers that early in the morning. I don't need.
It almost sounded like you were requesting quiet.
Yeah, I was requesting quiet, Rogers. I'm not in love. Just because. Yeah, it was definitely I'm just not that musically inclined. And so to have have a musical out. Like I'm somewhat intrigued by the, like I like The Wizard of Oz. So I'm somewhat intrigued by the subject matter of having, the story told of the, the good witch and the bad witch, Glinda and Elphaba, I think her name is. But I'm honestly not that interested in watching a musical. So, yeah, Rogers, Wicked is a musical. It's a loose adaptation of a novel called Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. It's told from the perspective of Elphaba and Glinda, obviously Glinda the Good Witch, Elphaba who becomes the Wicked Witch of the West. It explores the complex friendship between the two. Their relationship is tested by their contrasting personalities, conflicting viewpoints, shared love interests, reactions to the corrupt rule of the Wizard of Oz, and ultimately, Elphaba's tragic fate at the hands of Dorothy Gale. So there you go. Yes. But here's the thing, Rogers. It was all a dream. So what are you worried about? Yeah, on the original Wicked Broadway show, it was Adele Dazeem, Rogers. You remember Adele Dazeem, a.k.a. Idina Menzel? She's the one who sang, she was on Frozen. She sang the hit song from Frozen. I know you've heard it because Cold Never Bothered Me Anyway. Anyway, Idina Menzel was Elphaba. Kristen Chenoweth was Glinda the Good Witch. Those are the two parts. Yeah, Idina Menzel's the one that John Travolta introduced as Adele Dazeem. So yeah, that's the story. So Idina Menzel, who handled the role. Anna Gasteyer was the role at one point. That's awesome. Good for her. Yeah, but just the musical aspect of it, Rogers. I don't need a bunch of people singing at me. That's kind of where I fall on that scenario. Less people singing at me, the better. Ernie texted in and said, "Did you ever read the conspiracy theory about the Wizard of Oz? That it was Glinda the Good Witch that had Dorothy kill everybody in Oz after she stole the shoes that belonged to the witch's sister. It's pretty funny." Well, I mean, that's a fun conspiracy theory, except for the fact that it was all a dream, allegedly. Rogers, it just so happens that the Tin Man looks a lot like a guy that works on the farm, and the Scarecrow looks a lot like a guy who works on the farm, and wasn't there like uncles and that? Yeah, like it just so happens that all the people in Oz look exactly like relatives / people she knows in her life. Strangely, Rogers, the Wicked Witch of the West looks exactly like her crotchety neighbor. And your little dog, too. So, I don't know. The one thing I do find cool about that movie, though, at the end, is they never really do answer the question of was it all just a dream? You all assume it is, but it wasn't like forcefully answered that it was all just a dream. Like, it could have been in Oz. Could have gone to a magical land. More than likely, she just bumped her head when the tornado came through. Rogers, they didn't really know how to diagnose concussions back in those days. Concussions weren't a thing back in the 40s, 30s, 20s. Yeah, like what time frame was the Wizard of Oz shot in? That was like the 30s, wasn't it? 30s or 40s? So, yeah. 1939. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, Rogers, one of the first color movies.
I believe so.
And that's why they did it was in black and white to start, and then when she got to Oz, it moved to color. I bet that freaked people the hell out back in the day, Rogers. You know, when I was growing up, I thought the whole world was in black and white because TV was in black and white. Not currently, because obviously I grew up in color television times. I thought the past was in black and white. So, like, you know, I would see an old movie that was in black and white, and I thought that everything in the world was in black and white in the past. Like, somehow we only got color in the world over the last several years. Something like that. Rogers, The Wizard of Oz. Now, I will say this. The Wizard of Oz is a musical, so I'm not as super excited about that. But at least the songs are ridiculous. Yeah, it's not they don't overwhelm you with music. But yeah, they did celebrated for its use of Technicolor fantasy storytelling, musical score, and memorable characters. It was a critical success, nominated for 5 Academy Awards. Won a Best Original Song for Over the Rainbow, Best Original Score, and an Academy Juvenile Award was presented to Judy Garland. It did not make a profit, Rogers, until it was re-released in 1949. The budget for The Wizard of Oz, it was the most expensive production that MGM ever had, you know, at that time. $2.7 million. Crazy. Auntie M. Toto. Yeah. Rogers, I'm going to choose to assume that the house just got lifted up by a tornado and spun around in the air, and she saw her neighbor wheeling her bike through the air. I mean, I'm going to go with that. That's what we're going to go with. Also, Rogers, did we ever establish why the Wicked Witch of the West could be killed by water? I don't think so. Yeah. Did we ever really establish that? I'm melting. I mean, maybe they didn't know. Yeah. Maybe they didn't have water. Yeah. You know, I don't know. Hilarious. I will say this, Rogers. The flying monkeys, scary as hell. Oh, flying monkeys? Nope. No, don't want the flying. Yeah, they're hopping around like, The hopping. Yeah. I don't need the hopping monkeys, Rogers. Oh, Auntie M, there's no place like home. All the farmhands were in Oz, Rogers, just so you know. Yeah. There it is. Hey, boy. I told you this, Rogers. I watched that movie, I don't know, a while back, and it just happened to be during the Munchkin, her first appearance, and the Munchkins are all introducing themselves, and the Lollipop Guild shows up, and when they finished their song, I was mad that I didn't hear "Hey Boy" at the end of it. Hey, boy. That's weird. Someone texted in 318 and said, B word never showered ? I don't know, man. I don't know I don't know why I guess the Wicked Witch of the West never showered. She's probably stanky, Rogers. Yeah, I mean, if she couldn't get water on her, how did she shower? Like, how did she maintain cleanliness? I mean, she is magic. Like, I guess she could, like, Expelliarmus the smell off of her or something. Yeah. El Stinko Expelliarmus. Like maybe, I guess, that could happen. I don't know. But yeah, apparently water, not good stuff for the old Wicked Witch of the West. Also, did they ever name her? I don't think they ever named her in the Wizard of Oz. But in Wicked, they named her as Elphaba. So, I don't know. All right. Let's take a... Oh, well, Rogers, apparently, she is... Ernie said maybe that's why she was green. Mold. I think you have to have some moisture to have mold, right? Like, Rogers, in the books written by L. Frank Baum, she's the malevolent ruler of the Winky Country. Her castle is described as beautiful instead of being the sinister fortress shown in the film. In all versions, she is aquaphobic, so afraid of water. Now you know why, yeah. The Wicked Witch of the West was not related to the Wicked Witch of the East, but leagued together with her the Wicked Witch of the South and the Wicked Witch of the North to conquer the land of Oz and divide it amongst themselves. So there you go. Most of her power resides in the creatures she controls. She has a pack of 40 great wolves, a flock of 40 crows, a swarm of black bees, and an army of winkies. Gotta love that. All right. 318 says Elphaba translates to stanky. Yes. Yeah, Elphaba is what they call her in the movies. I don't know if that was, I don't know if that's I'm not sure how she came up with that name. Elphaba Throp is her name, Rogers. It's the Patrick Netherton filling in for Tim Fletcher's show. We'll be right back.
Brewer Quality Homes has been a part of the Tim Fletcher Show for many, many years, and it's one of the favorite things we do on the show is what hemisphere is Donnie Brewer in right now? Where do you think he is?
Where in the world is Donnie Brewer? I'm going to say Argentina.
That's not bad. I was thinking Peru, so we're kind of in the
South
same
America?
neighborhood. Yeah.
All right.
Probably some kind of a Peruvian blowfish type antelope that he's on a hunt for.
Did you just combine two animals?
No, but Donnie Brewer does.
Okay.
Because that's what he can do.
If anybody can, it's him.
Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. When I think of Chevyland, I think of that beautiful Z71, 1500, Silverado Crew Cab, LTZ, Duramax diesel engine, running boards. Oh, it's so nice. It's got the cooling seats. It's got everything. Oh, it's the dream truck at Chevyland, 7500 Erie Drive in Shreveport, Louisiana, 35.9 miles per gallon. From Shreveport to Baton Rouge, getting 27.8 miles per gallon in the city. Chevyland.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a superfan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter & Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a superfan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
GBT has been our stand by us bank for quite some time when it comes to a bank that delivers service, that delivers financial products, that delivers modern banking at your fingertips. I can think of nobody better than GBT, the great banking team. The text line brought to you by Live Oak Waste. Buddy, if your dumpster outside your business doesn't have the Live Oak logo, that's just trash. LiveOak-Environmental.com, LiveOak-Environmental.com.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for LSU sports.
Roger's driving me like cattle over here. Good Lord. I just sat down to relax. I mean, I've been sitting down the whole time, but I just started relaxing, and then next thing you know, Hambone's over here like, LSU update. Dang, man. River City's Lighting bringing you the LSU update. 3908 Shed Road. Give them a call at 742-9918, 742-9918. That's where you find Lori, Heather, and Courtney bringing bright ideas to people every single day. Obviously, the big news from LSU was last night's win for Kim Mulkey and crew, taking down the Oklahoma Sooners in big fashion, 107-100. Michaela Williams absolutely on fire. 37 points for Michaela Williams, as she went 12 of 20 from the floor, 7 of 12 from beyond the arc, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Just remarkable performance. She had 37 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. She led the team in scoring, second on the team in rebounding, second in assists, first in steals for that game. And look, LSU's going to need that from Michaela Williams. You know Flau'jae is going to give you good work. You know Anissa Morrow is probably going to give you a double-double. She's got 20 of them. Cheyenne Day Wilson is a solid point guard. Samaya Smith can be a good big when she stays on the floor. She got ejected after 6 minutes last night. By the way, in 6 minutes, she had 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 fouls. Now, granted, one of them's a technical that got her ejected. So, for LSU, they definitely need Michaela Williams to be a steady offensive force, and she has been so far this year. Williams, their third leading scorer, but everyone in the top 3 really bunched up. Flau'jae averaging 20, Anissa Morrow averaging 19, Michaela Williams averaging 17. So they're all right there together. They take the majority of the shots. Flau'jae's taken 364, Morrow 319, Williams 299. Kayla Williams shooting 47% from the field, 38% from 3 now for Michaela Williams. That is massive. And just under 90% from the free throw line. 16.8 points, 4.8 rebounds per game. And by the way, while you weren't looking, Michaela Williams is second on the team in assists with 66. Still crazy to me, Anissa Morrow leads the team by a lot in steals. You don't think of a big as getting a lot of steals. She has 18 more steals than Flau'jae Johnson. Yeah. That's crazy, Rogers. That's crazy nuts. But great stuff from LSU. Oklahoma got it down to a point. Then Michaela Williams hit a 3. Pushed it back out to 4. Got a stop after that. Aaliyah Del Rosario got a block. It came down to Michaela Williams. She turned around, got it out to Flau'jae Johnson, who laid it up and in uncontested. 25 points for Flau'jae, 37 for Michaela Williams, 21 and 12 for Anissa Morrow. 21-12, Rogers. 21-12. He's Rogers Hampton. I'm Patrick Netherton. That is your LSU update, brought to you by River Cities Lighting. RiverCitiesLighting, .com. 3908 Shed Road, 742-9918. 742-9918. Get your big-ass fan, Rogers. Get that over there at old River Cities Lighting, boy. Get your fan. My fan in my room, it ain't big-ass enough. Got to get that big-ass fan. By the way, Elphaba Throp, Rogers, was created in the novel, the Wicked novel. Was not named the Wicked Witch of the West. Wicked Witch of the West in L. Frank Baum's novel was unnamed, and little explained about her life. The book, written by Gregory Maguire, Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, actually provides her backstory and explores the Wizard of Oz from her perspective. How about this, Rogers? Elphaba, the name was created by the initials of L. Frank Baum, LFB. So Elphaba, that's how they came up with her name. By the way, also one of my favorite aspects of that, again, I haven't seen Wicked, I've seen certain clips. They deal with her childhood. She's Greene. Greene the whole time. Like, grew up Greene at the start, Greene as she got older. I thought maybe it was one of those things where she became wicked, like she changed from a normal person to a Greene person because like the wickedness changed her. Yeah. No. She was Greene from the start. Being a little Greene myself, Rogers. Greene with envy. Rogers, what else was Ray Bolger in? He was the Scarecrow. I feel like I know him. Also had his own TV show.
Yeah, he appeared on The Partridge Family, The Love Boat.
Soon we'll be making another role.
Yeah, he did make another run. Yeah, he was always a musical kind of guy, you know.
Babes in Toyland,
Yeah.
Gene Arthur Show, Partridge Family, Little House on the Prairie,
Yep.
Battlestar Galactica, Fantasy Island, The Love Boat.
Yep.
Different Strokes. That was his last TV appearance, was on
Yeah.
Different Strokes.
I think he was friends with the father on that one.
I mean,
like lifelong friends with the actor that played.
Rogers, now the world don't move just to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two, they got nothing but their genes, but they got different strokes. That's Conrad Bain is the guy who played Philip Drummond in Different Strokes. Takes different strokes to rule the world, my friend. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes to rule the world. I did not realize this, Rogers. Did you know The Facts of Life is a spinoff from Different Strokes? So Mrs. Garrett was the housekeeper for the Drummonds in Different Strokes. Yes. Did not know that.
I knew there was a connection.
Had no idea. That's wild. Did not know that. Yeah, I love that the series became known for the very special episodes. Yeah, their very special episodes were wild, Rogers. Racism, illegal drug use, alcoholism, hitchhiking, kidnapping, child sexual abuse. All very special episodes of Different Strokes. Oh, my God. The theme song that I was just saying, now the world don't move just to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. That was performed by Alan Thicke. What? What? Mind blown, Rogers. Yeah. Apparently he composed the theme music for both the starting and ending themes. How the hell was Alan Thicke the guy that sang the Different Strokes theme song? Rogers, I need to quit now. I need to go home. Yeah. Yeah, I need to go home. I can't handle this news that Alan Thicke somehow was the guy that sang the theme music for Different Strokes. Like, what world is that not ridiculous? Whew. All right, let's take a break, Rogers. I need it. Also, I do love the idea that the Wicked Witch of the West was green because she was moldy, because she didn't like water. Good work, Ernie. That's a quality text, my friend. We'll be back.
I don't want to tell you what to do, but I would hate for Monday to come and then you figure out you missed out on the biggest deal of a lifetime. It can happen if you don't make it over to Jimmy Granger Outdoors in the Shreveport Auto Mall. It's their ultimate boat show all this weekend. They'll give you a cool gift just for stopping by. There's Ranger and Triton, Bass Cat, Excel, and Veranda luxury pontoons. They're at huge boat show savings. Plus, every new boat buyer gets a $500 Tackle Shop gift card. The Jimmy Granger Outdoors Ultimate Boat Show this weekend in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
Need top-notch construction equipment or cranes in Shreveport, Louisiana? Scott Equipment has you covered. As a trusted family-owned business, we offer a wide range of equipment for rent or sale. Whether you're tackling a big project or need reliable machinery, Scott Equipment is here to help. Stop by Scott Equipment on North Market today to learn more and find out how you can save for your next rental or purchase. Call or visit us now and get the job done right with Scott Equipment.
As of 9 a.m. this morning, our EV trucking company is officially in operation.
Andrew's zero-emission trucks are driving the transportation category forward.
We'll make driving safer, easier, and less stressful. Now our technology needs to keep up with demand.
He needs to put pedal to the metal on hiring more software engineers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Members, it's here. Milo's Rewards Week deals for members only are up for grabs. Get up to 40% off store-wide on hundreds of items. Plus, members save $10 per gallon of Stainmaster Performance Interior Paint. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today and get instant access to Milo's Rewards Week deals. Lowe's knows home improvement. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Traffic brought to you by Jack Spring Electric. Online at jackspringelectric.com.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger.
Song just cuts right off, man. Just disappears. Hey, don't forget, you got the boat show coming up this weekend. The Jimmy Grande Outdoors Ultimate Boat Show this weekend in the Shreveport Auto Mall. Come see what's new and exciting from Ranger, Triton, Bass Cat, Excel, and Veranda Luxury Pontoons. Take advantage of boat show savings, plus every new boat buyer gets a $500 tackle gift shop card. And you get cool gifts just for stopping by. Rogers, you just want to go stop by and get some gifts? I mean, you know. Don't miss the Ultimate Boat Show at Jimmy Grande Outdoors in the Shreveport Auto Mall. How about that? Can't argue with that, boy. Hey, also want to mention about our friends at Goodwill Industries. That's right. Goodwill Industries of North Louisiana. Talking about a business that is, Rogers, they'll be celebrating their 100th anniversary next year. It's crazy. They're a $13 million nonprofit business that empowers people through the power of work. They've got workforce development, 6 job centers where they do job placement and training for adults, youth, disabled, ex-offender, non-custodial child support. They offer certifications like GED, retail certification. They also will help out foster youth with independent living. Then they've got their retail operation, 8 stores, 1 outlet center, salvage operations, e-commerce, donation centers, and they have a bunch of contracts as well, plus support services. That is Goodwill Industries of North Louisiana, a quality business if ever there was one. So go check them out if you get the opportunity to. Make it happen. This Tim Fletcher show is brought to you by the fine folks at AccuTemp. 861-2255 is their phone number, 861-2255. Always be comfortable in your own home. Holler at Dwayne Simpson and the folks at AccuTemp. Also, Rogers, because we won't get to really mention it in the 9 o'clock hour, that's the happy hour. And all our friends at Bud Light, mostly Rogers' friends at Bud Light. Yeah, Hambone got to meet his buddy Bud Light at lunch yesterday. Also helps when he's not driving. You know, doesn't have a truck, so don't have to worry about driving drunk when you don't have a vehicle. You just get drunk at lunch, boy. Get drunk and be somebody. That's old Hambone right there. Hey, also, don't forget about Rejuvime Medical, medically supervised hormone replacement therapy at rejuvimemedical.com. REJUVIMEMEDICAL.com. Or call them at 408-4080. It's 408-4080. Rejuvime Medical, 4801 Line Avenue, Suite 8. Hambone, anything you're looking forward to this weekend?
Really?
There's not a lot going on in the world of
I
sports.
think after last weekend, that was enough.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I like I haven't watched any of it, but I like the idea of like a skills comp. I like the stuff that's, I don't want to see them just two-hand tagging each other, in the the Pro Bowl got to where, they're not tackling each other. They're, they basically are, I don't know if y'all ever did like what they call FUD, where you just like in practice, where like they hand off to the running back and the running back gets in the hole and the linebacker will just fit him up, and they call what they call FUD tempo. Just thud him, don't take him to the ground, hold him up, just boom, and then that's the end of the play, right? It got even farther than that, or further than that in the Pro Bowl, where they weren't even thudding each other. They would just like grab the guy and just kind of hold him and like, okay, well that's the end of the play. Like we weren't tackling each other, because no one wants to get hurt at the Pro Bowl. By the way, did you see who won the quarterback skills competition yesterday by any chance?
Did not.
Sam Darnold. To which someone said, "Why didn't you do that in the playoffs, Sam Darnold?" Since the Vikings did not make a run in the playoffs. Someone was like, "You couldn't have done that in the playoffs?" He's like hitting all the targets with all the numbers, the points on them or whatever. They're like rolling by, and he got it. Yeah, doing all that. Won the skills competition. Couldn't do it in the playoffs. Pretty sure I could hit 18 out there, Rogers. It's Justin Jefferson, right? Doesn't he wear 18? I think he does.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I think he does. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I could complete a pass to Justin Jefferson. It might be for 7 yards. I would have to hope that people stay away, or that he could get open against, press coverage or whatever. Yeah, he wears number 18. How far do you think you could throw a football right now, Rogers? Like, yeah, let's give you a few warm-up tosses, but you can't spend like a week getting ready. Like I'm talking, we're going to go out in the back. Regular football, maybe college size, a little smaller, because the NFL footballs suck. But we'll give you a couple warm-up tosses. Think you could throw it 40 yards?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either. When's the last time you threw a football? Yeah, me too. By the way, me too. I threw one once in practice.
I bowled a bowling ball before that.
Yeah.
Since that,
I one time, Rogers, I did I was at practice, like just watching a demon practice, and the ball like came over to me, and I just picked it up and threw it back to someone like 15 yards away, and I was like, oh, got to ice that shoulder down now. Yeah.
Now if it was like a Nerf football, I could probably chunk it pretty good.
Yeah, one of those ones that has the tail on it.
Oh, you just
they're like whistles.
Yeah. I don't know, regular one, probably 20, 30 yards.
Yeah.
Without having to give it.
Yeah, I feel like I could probably throw one 30 yards.
Yeah.
Like if you put me at the 20 and told me to hit the 50, I think I could do it.
I think so too.
That may be tapped out though.
Maybe.
But back in the day, Rogers, I was a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like a pickup quarterback. I threw the ball like Jeff Blake. Like I had that very high arcing deep ball. Like I would throw it, you're like 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and I'm already throwing it 35 yards downfield because it has so much arc on it. Jeff Blake used to throw that really high arcing deep ball. I told him that one time, Rogers, at the Super Bowl. He was not impressed. I was like, by the way, when I play like pickup football, like I threw it just like you. Yeah. Yeah, Rogers. As you might imagine, Jeff Blake not impressed by me saying I throw the ball like him. Shockingly. I know that you can't believe that. Yep. We'll be back.
Roger, some people say I'm a ham.
Oh, a big old ham.
Oh, thank you, sir. When it comes to big old hams, you and I know there's really only one place to go.
Big old honey baked ham.
You got that right. Honey baked ham, whether it's July 4th, whether it's Labor Day, whether it's Thursday. I'll take a ham from Honey Baked Ham.
Honey, please get me a honey baked ham.
Southfield Shopping Center in Shreveport. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas in Bossier City, supporting the Tim Fletcher Show. You know, he loves naming his homes after movies, characters, and all that good stuff, Hester. What's the next one you think Donnie Brewer should be investing in?
The roles of John Candy.
So, John Candy movies. Little Uncle Buck.
Yes.
What else you got?
How about Summer Rental?
Ooh, perfect for the deer camp, though. Whatever camp it is you have, get the summer rental at Brewer Quality Homes.
The Home Alone.
Oh.
Gus Polinski. Polka, polka, polka.
Do the polka, polka, polka all the way down to 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. Get on a plane, a train, or an automobile and get your Brewer Quality home right now.
Just don't name one after Barf.
What a country. Your beautiful brand new Silverado is just one click away. Chevyland.com/specials. Chevyland.com/specials. Chevyland, helping out the Fletcher Show for a long, long time. GBT is the great banking team. 3400 Line Avenue, Mansfield Road, Williamson Way in East Texas next to the Villaggio. Ain't no bots at GBT, folks. Real live human beings answering the phones in the teller window, and when you go into the bank, real humans. GBT, the great banking team.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Bossier City's home for LSU sports, a Town Square media station.
Oh, what? We're talking again? Yes, we are. Great. Good Lord, man. Like, seriously. What are y'all doing in the mornings? All this professional radio. All right. That's it for me. I'm asleep for 2 days. I don't have a game tomorrow, Rogers, so I may nap for a while. This is for the birds. The early birds. See what I did there, Rogers? Yeah, I'm done. I'm out of things to say, Rogers. I am finito mosquito. There really isn't much going on this weekend. Pebble Beach Pro-Am, that's always fun. You've got, obviously, college basketball happening. That's going to be good times. Let's see, Rogers. Do we have – what's LSU doing this weekend, college basketball-wise? LSU is hosting Texas. Texas hadn't been all that good this year, so maybe a chance for a win for Matt McMahon and his squad. They did play tough against Auburn, the number one team in the land. But big schedule coming up tomorrow. Number 5, Florida at number 8, Tennessee. Number 14, Mississippi State hosting number 20, Mizzou. Number 1, Auburn at number 23, Ole Miss. And how about the return, Rogers? The return of John Calipari as Arkansas travels to Kentucky. By any chance, did you see Rick Pitino's comments on that? Said basically, hey, Kentucky fans, don't boo John Calipari, because they booed Pitino when he came back to Rupp. Now, some of that had to do with the fact that he left, but also he went to Louisville. So it's not like he was at Louisville. Like, that's not exactly, that's a bit of a rivalry there. So, yeah, Rick Pitino posted a video and basically said, hey, Kentucky fans, don't boo John Calipari when he comes back to your venue. Treat him with respect. Texas A&M at South Carolina, Arkansas at Kentucky, Texas at LSU, Georgia at Alabama, Vanderbilt at Oklahoma, rounding out the SEC slate for tomorrow. Hey, since we're at the end of the week, let me thank all the sponsors for the Tim Fletcher Show. Mudbugs Hockey, Brewer Quality Homes, Live Oak Waste, GBT, Chevyland, Bowman Asphalt, Ken Chapin Toyota, Tipton's Texaco, Walk On Sports Bistro, Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, River Cities Lighting, Louisiana Grandstand, Daiquiri Express, Bud Light, Century 21 United, Rejuvenate Medical, AccuTemp, Sports World, Bailey's Jewelers, Honey Baked Ham, Community Renewal, Spell Brothers Lumber, The Pearl of Shreveport, Bo Harris Wealth Management, Porter's Cleaners, and in our studio, the Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors Studio. Have a good one. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Your home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station. 1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Get ready for a taste adventure. This Friday, visit seizethedeal.com and snag an amazing offer from the library on Fern. Grab a $50 certificate for just $25. Indulge in delectable dishes and a charming ambiance for lunch or dinner. The library on Fern is the ultimate destination. The deal goes live this Friday on seizethedeal.com. Don't miss out on your $50 certificate for just $25. Visit seizethedeal.com Friday and secure yours before they're gone.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain